everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Bugbear's Basement and episode 20 of the Moonshae Isles. I am Chester C. Busby III, of course. Very happy to be coming at you guys. Someone reminded me the other day that I never mentioned my name. I guess I should do that on occasion. So, even though you guys laugh at my name, but I shall take it. Thank you. Welcome everybody. We're going to be having ourselves some fun today, and we're getting close. This campaign is ticking down. I don't know how many episodes we have left, but we are getting to the end of our story anyway, and that's a great thing. So strap in. We got some real good fun today, and make sure that you check out all our links down below. We appreciate that. Also, hit that share button if you could. That's what helps us out the most. And let me come over here and say hello to our gamers. First, of course, we have Bill, who is all in the creative mode. How you doing, Bill?
Hello, I'm doing well. I'm recovering from my bug bite. It's only a big red welt, so that's good. I got bit by a brown recluse last week. I was just waiting for the necrotic damage to happen on my buttocks.
Right. So you've lost your butt.
But I'm doing yeah, all the time. Yep. So no, but I'm doing good and I'm looking forward to tonight. Earlier I was asking Chester about how much longer does he think it's going to run. He's like, well, I don't want to disappoint you guys. But and he's like, how I do slides for everything. And, I can give you an idea how many slides I have left. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I only have 82 more slides. So we're getting close to the end.
That's a lie. It was 20. But that's okay. 82 sounds better. Sweet. Because we do want to wrap it up because after we're done with this one, it sounds like we're rolling into Bob. And how you doing, Bob?
What's going on?
No, not much, dude. So are you enjoying your Iowa caucus day?
I'm not in Iowa.
Oh, well, it's too bad. It would have been funny.
I live in Cleveland, man.
Oh, Ohio? Jeez,
Yeah.
man. That's sad.
Although I was watching the Iowa thing a little bit, and I think it's freaking hilarious.
Well, I mean, it's so these Democrats, man, they're just not very good at theater. You'd think they'd be better at it, seeing as Hollywood is 100% behind them. But I mean, they come up, they say we can't count them because we've had some technical difficulties. And Pete Buttigieg come up and said, "I win." And of course, the next day they can say, "We still don't have any information, but here's our 50% partial," which shows Buttigieg ahead. Now, what's going to happen, of course, is Bernie Sanders obviously won it. We can all say that. And they're going to mention it, or maybe not even, in the most smallest little side bit of news they possibly can, because they hate Bernie Sanders. They don't want him.
I feel bad for the mayor of Pawnee, Indiana, there, who just keeps on trying, but just can't get it.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it's all nonsense theater, and they're not very good at it. But it doesn't matter. All they're really doing is picking who's going to lose to Trump. So, rock on.
Yeah. Personally, I hope it's Pocahontas.
That would be the funniest thing, yeah.
Because if that happened, then they'll be just like every friggin' Democrat be like, really? How? I didn't vote for her.
Yeah. But anyway, nice to have you in here. Now, of course, we also have our singing halfling. We have our GOP. How you doing, dude?
Oh, not too bad. Usual stuff. I am enjoying the whole debacle that is the Iowa caucus. It's wonderful.
It's funny.
So
yeah.
It is a good time. Did you see the guy who went on CNN? Did you see that clip?
Oh, the guy was apologizing.
No. There was a guy who was like one of the people from the caucus, and he was trying to get in by phone, call to put the numbers into the Democrat headquarters, and so he's on with Wolf Blitzer, and so he basically is talking with Wolf, and then he was on hold for an hour. The lady or I think it was a lady, it might have been a guy, I wasn't sure. I think it was a lady though, and finally answers. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go. It's a weird coincidence, but I gotta go answer this." And you're the person calling him hello, and the Wolf is like, "Okay, well, just let us know how it goes." And you hear a click. Just let us know how it goes. Or can we listen in? Can we listen in on it? He's like, "Oh yeah, sure." So he goes and he goes, "Hello," and he waits a second. It's like, Oh, they just hung up on me.
Well, I
It
guess
was-
I'll get back on again.
I didn't
It
see
was
that.
really,
yeah.
really good. Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
should definitely look for that clip.
Well, I
It
don't
was
watch
great.
anything at CNN. Well, I don't watch much news at all. I tend to get my news elsewhere. But it's a funny debacle because they're so absolutely corrupt and silly. It's enjoyable. I'm certainly entertained by it. But anyway, thanks to have you here. And of course, last but not least, as far as who's here, we're waiting for Slick again. Is our young lad Zach? How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing pretty good. Just busy on my comic, and almost forgot that we were doing stuff today. And
How could you forget me, Zach?
I'm sorry, Chester.
I love you,
I'm
Zach.
sorry. I love you too.
Oh, thank you. See, I feel so much better now. But what I do need to have is a rundown on what the damage is. Now, when we left off last time, of course, I'll do a little bit of a visual primer in a second. But when we left off, they just finished the battle with the Drow, and successfully. But they did take some havoc from it. It wasn't an easy fight. Of course, they had to fight a Scion of Loath, which is not a good thing in any case, any situation. But they did survive it. But there was some damage taken. So I'm pretty sure that our monk was undamaged, right, Bill?
No, I did take about 30 points of
You
damage.
did take some.
Was-
Okay, you took about 30.
Yeah.
All right. And
Yeah.
cleric, what did the cleric take, Bob? Bob. Uh-oh.
You would,
Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. My mic was muted. Well, he healed himself pretty much. He healed himself to full because he used his where's it at here? The Channel Divinity to drop 50 points of healing on himself, and then the healing spell that I threw at the end put me back up to 100.
Oh, okay. And we were in the middle of doing that. So you healed yourself and then you healed the group, which was where we're going to be starting off. Okay. But you were badly damaged though.
Oh, I was down to like 12.
Okay. And GOP, of course, got dropped. And Zach, I don't think you took any damage at all, you and Lacey. Well, Lacey took a little bit,
Yeah, no,
actually.
I am unscathed.
Yeah, Lacey did
Oh,
take
right.
a
For once.
touch. Yeah, unscathed for what? That's right. Usually you're the benefactor, and that's true. But Lacey did take a touch of damage, but and not that bad at all. That circle, that prayer circle, whatever it's called, will certainly heal her, I think. Let me see, where is she? Yeah, she took.
Yeah, she took a little damage, and then she killed everybody.
Well, I just used her to clean out the cannon fodder, dude. I kind of left the fight to you guys because I knew she could do that in a spectacular fashion. So, all right. So, and I don't believe Laz took any damage either, or did she? Anybody remember?
She
She
did, but she probably got healed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
she only took a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
kind of remember, maybe she might have been pierced by one of the arrows from the Drow Ranger. I could be wrong, but I think the Drow Ranger was going after her.
Yeah. You're talking about Lacey. No, I have it right here. She took 15 points of damage. She's not that damaged at all. I think
Right, there's
if
too
that
many.
number's right. Hey, Slick. Hey, Slick. How you doing?
I'm a little sick.
You're what? We could barely hear you. Can you say that again?
I'm a little sick.
Oh, okay.
No!
Well, that's not good. All right. Well, now, Slick, do you remember have written down how much damage your character took?
Yeah, I was down like 25 points.
Okay, so I really did a lot of damage to the party. Now, everyone gathered around, of course, and Adderil, the cleric, was casting the prayer of healing. What's that called, man?
That was. Let me pull it up here real quick because I just shut my thing and put it back here. That was prayer of healing. It was a prayer of healing at level 3.
Okay, and that right there basically is an AOE cure wounds is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
and you
and then
did
I also took
31, I think it was 31
yeah,
healing or something like that.
yeah, and then I also took one of my channel divinities, the preserve life, and I took the 50 points and I split 25 to the two people who were hurt the most, one of which was the halfling.
Okay, so the halfling and I think Laz were the most hurt.
Mhm.
So they each get 25 plus they get 31, so they have gotten 51, excuse me, 56 hit points back so far. Now, Laz, does that put you fully healed?
After the stuff I did, yeah, I'm fully
Oh,
healed.
and you have stuff as well. Now, while this prayer has completed, and the halfling is still injured, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lacey actually comes over and she casts some heal on you as well, and she gives you another 9 points of health back.
Will she be able to do anything for his ugly face?
No, no, not at all. Now,
My gorgeous face.
uh, Now, even that with that, he's probably not 100%. Now, of course, these aren't restorations, so he has been really badly damaged. He's going to need rest, even though his body is being healed. But now, of course, in our battle, they had fought this Scion of Loath here, and of course, they defeated Milladrill, the hunter, and her two assistants. Of course, this one here, the ranger had escaped, but he's down, and they defeated all of the soldiers, and of course, everything is defeated. Now, as they stand together, and this prayer of healing is going off. What happens is that you see the battlefield. Of course, we're sitting in this miasma here because the land itself is not right. Everything is off. This is supposed to be a beautiful paradise, but it looks like this, which is not a good thing. And of course, they had the big battle, and the battlefield itself is strewn with bodies, and of course, the pink ichor of Drow blood is all over the place. It's covering our party members that were involved in direct combat, particularly Lacey. She's just all pink now, and she kind of likes the color. But uh, there's this slow, low dun that goes over the field as this prayer is going on. It's the only thing to be heard. There's no sounds of animals. There's no chirping insects. There's nothing. Just the prayer that is going off. After it is done, Lacey steps up to try to continually helping the halfling as she lays hands on him and gives him a little bit more health. But as you guys see this in the set of destruction and carnage that has been laid upon this once pristine area, we see the people start to come out of the copse of trees that surround this open glade that the battle took place in. And as they come out, they come over to the mayor himself, because the good thing about your reaction was that no one died. No villagers died, at least here, right? The mayor comes up and he says, "Oh, thank you, traveler. You have saved us, but you are poorly wounded. We should not stay out in the open. Please come back to our village. Come back to our village. It's the least we can do to offer you sanctuary and some warm food. But please come, please come."
I'm like, food?
I think that would be a good idea. I think we all could use a bit of rest.
So you guys, work your way out, picking up equipment, and of course, murder hobering and stripping all the dead. I'm sure, but we already dealt with that. So as you guys stumble along and find your way to the village, it's not very far. It's only about maybe a kilometer from this point, and you see this little teeny village. It's kind of a standard for folk village. It's got a lot of thatched huts and in buildings. There's one big longhouse in the middle, of course, and it's a quaint little place. It's well kept, although there is some battle damage here now. And as you're walking along and coming into the village, and they are finding you places to rest, especially for the halfling, they explain to you that This has been going on for several months now. This overcast greenish haze is over everything. It's starting to affect the plant life. Things are withering. The animals are acting strange. They've seen weird mutations. And of course, recently the Drow have been going around demanding fealty to the Eladrin, and they are doing it in a very forceful manner. They've had messages from many other villages around because this area, the Murloc Vale, it's mainly little villages. It's kind of like a heartland type of place. It's not a place that has big cities and things like that. That's more down toward the lake to the south or on the coasts. This is more like like a protected area in a way. It's like a sylvan paradise. But it has been absolutely warped and corrupted over the past few months. And they say that they've been living in fear ever since. And of course, earlier this day, the Drow attacked their village, and well, you interceded, which they are most appreciative of. As they continue their dialogue with you, they do create some stew. That is handed out to everyone. It's pretty good, actually. Good home cooking. And there's nice feather beds to rest upon as well. Does anyone want to ask any questions or do anything as we try to heal up this halfling to full health?
I would actually kind of recommend that everyone uses the hut, simply because we've had the problem before where we all kind of split up and slept in separate areas, and the hut is probably the safest way to actually sleep.
You're in the
So,
longhouse, but yeah.
Well, either way, I'm still going to be sleeping in my hut. So, everyone who wants to sleep in my hut with me,
Oh, your
gather in.
magical hut. Oh, okay.
I'll sleep
Yes.
with you, Corny.
Oh no. Oh God. Here we go. The weird children that will come out of that. My goodness.
Well, we have one sidebar. We had a prisoner,
You do.
right?
That is right. Yeah.
Okay, and I wanted to make sure that she is bound so that she can't see, she can't hear, she can't
What do you
speak.
mean
Her
she?
hands are tied.
What do you mean she?
Well, our prisoner was the priestess.
Oh
right?
yes,
She was down.
yeah, that's right. That's right. You did. That's the
Right.
one you captured. Yeah, it was this one here, Meladrill, because it was oddly you dropped her to exactly 0 hit points, which is rare. Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
Meladrill,
So
the
Meladrill-
hunter, is bound and captured. Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like
And have
no,
we? Yeah. Go ahead, Corey.
no, I was gonna say, you should really not just tie up her hands, but tie up her fingers too. Make it so she can't do any magical spells or anything, and definitely gag her. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. Put her in some metal gauntlets, strap her hands together so she can't move her fingers, and strip her down to her knickers so she can't have any concealed weapons come out and free herself.
And there are manticles on the field for you to do that. So she's well bound, of course, and she is in tow, and she's not pleased, obviously.
Now we need to decide what to do with her.
Well, you got to question her.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
The smart thing to do.
No, go ahead.
Well, all right. So we have back in the village.
You are back in the village. You're in the longhouse. I've been giving you stew. The halfling is resting in his. I don't know why he's casting magical spells. He should be resting, but I guess he's put up his tiny hut somewhere.
Well, the hut, yeah. Basically, I can just sleep in it for 8 hours. It's just like a protected space.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I know what it is. Yeah. So the halfling is resting, right?
Yeah.
And everyone else is just trying to clean gear, and that's what Lacey's doing. She's trying to get this stupid pink drow blood out of her armor. Because she found herself a little bit of a problem because she's picked up a lot of things from the elves. That was a great stay for Lacey, actually. And one of the things she did was she quieted her armor, her magical armor, the elven way. So there's a lot of silk threading and stuff in between all the plates. But that stuff soaks up blood pretty well. So she's kind of making noise and bitching about it.
That's your wife, man.
It sloshes now when she moves.
It does. It's not good. Not good. Anyway, go ahead and interview this Drow priestess?
Adderall, Lacey, or not Lacey, Laz. Adderall. I think this is a great opportunity to
Well,
get some
I
information.
do have persuasion and intimidation of quite a few points. So,
Oh, true. This is kind of a job for lads. That's true.
do you want me to roll for this or what?
Well, we will have a perception roll. Excuse me, a persuasion roll, of course. But just give me the dialogue. What do you want to ask, or just listen to the conversation?
I'm trying to think.
Do you want to do
Would be a
first and then I come or what?
Well, we need to know where they're headquartered out of.
I
Somehow.
would like to know from you, Drow. Where is where are your troops located at? And what is I am having a hard time thinking tonight.
How many of you are there?
It's what I get for taking medication.
You're all right, man.
There we go. I ask her about troops, and we'll see where we go from there. She'll probably tell me.
Where are your rebel friends now?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
whisper in Adderall's ear. How were they able to corrupt Sylvanas?
That's a question we'll have to ask.
Why do I have cats? Why do I have cats?
Actually, Chester, while they're I'm going to look at everybody's. Go ahead and continue questioning her. I'm going to do something that will help us, and I'm going to go meditate for an hour so I can get some spells back and change a spell out.
Oh, you're taking a short rest. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as he does that, Laz, you're asking about troops. She kind of looks at you sideways and thinks it's the stupidest question ever asked. What does that have to do with anything? We control Cyrodiil. What is are you an idiot? She says.
Possibly. I just like to know where they are so I can avoid them. I would also like to know why you are here and what you are doing.
As usual, I am doing as I am ordered. I am loyal. Seraphal, sorry about that, guys. But she just says she's loyal and doing as she's been instructed.
How did they corrupt the Eladrin? How did they corrupt Sylvanas?
There's a question I would pose to you. We were on Moray, and we found that Sylvanas had been corrupted. And now we know that it is the Eladril and Loathe that have done so. Do you have any idea of what that is about?
She looks dumbfounded.
So
now you guys can make insight rolls, and you can go ahead and give me that persuasion roll now.
I have a total of 20 for insight.
Okay. And the persuasion.
I have 20. I have 20 with my adjustment. So
okay, let me give her roll real quick. Okay. Bill, she seems to be answering honestly. She hasn't been asked a question that needs any kind of subterfuge yet. Your persuasion is effective. She is talking to you. She doesn't seem to understand the question. Now this will come down to a little bit of maybe understanding of Drow culture. Bill, you're right there. Adderall, of course, is busy. Now, Bill, what kind of skills do you have? You list them off for me?
I sure can. Acrobatics, insight, perception, persuasion, religion, and stealth.
Religion. Okay. Give me a religion roll, please.
Okay. That would be a 20 also.
Okay.
With my bonus.
You, of course, are not a master of Drow culture, obviously, but you do understand them to a point. They are the main enemy of the elves, right? So, of course, you had been educated to a point. Now, you understand that their culture is extremely mercurial, where women, it's a matriarchy. The women are in charge. It's very mercurial. Therefore, it's easy to assume that information is compartmentalized, right? So even though she's a captain leading a small brigade, that doesn't mean she knows anything.
Okay. So I'll confer with Laz and say, from what I could tell, she's telling the truth. She's part of a cell probably and has no real knowledge of the master plan or the inner workings. We need to work our way up the chain. We need to find her commander.
This is true. What are we to do with her?
Well, let's find out where her base is. We need to get in one way or another and get more information. And if she's not willing to give it to us, it'll be her life. The Drow are disease on the earth. I do
Well,
not fear.
another thing you know about Drow, she would happily die before giving you any actual information. This is probably the most frustrating thing about the Drow. They are suicidal. They're zealots.
So maybe we should go at this at another angle too. What if you pretend to kill me and we free her and she takes you to her base?
You guys are overthinking this. The Drow are nothing more than obstacles to that has nothing to do with your mission whatsoever. Understand this.
Okay.
Are they technically elves or anything? Like, are they immune to mind troll?
Of course, they are
powers and
elves.
stuff?
The only thing they don't have that an elf has is reverie, and the curse that Corlin laid upon them. The main effect of that is the sun, causing them harm.
All right, so I guess we should just keep moving forward. Just keep going.
I mean, that's basically what you're doing. This is just obstacles in the way. These little, even if you go and look at find all the little camps that they've set up around the Murloc Vale, which you could do, you could take months doing. It wouldn't really result in anything. All they are is they're the arm of the action. They are not the action itself.
Okay, I think we should leave her to the hands of the villagers, and they could do whatever they want with her, be it torture or whatever, or kill her. And then I think we should just continue on after everybody's healed up.
I think we wait till Adderall is ready and let him try his one.
Yeah, he's got a thing he wants to try. Yeah, that's true.
So then, if there's nothing else that we can gain from her, I'll bind her back to being immobile and capable of speech.
Now, with the questions you asked and the success on the persuasion, she does mention that her main fort is that she came out of. She will answer that question because you did succeed at your role. So let me see here. Where is that main fort? Let's go over here to the map. And that main fort, because you guys are, if you look on our map right here. Oh, am I not showing it? Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Your map here, you guys are sitting right over here, right? That's where you are. So they're coming out of Cambro, which is this big old fort over here.
Cambro.
That's where they're coming out of. They're coming and they're just kind of covering this section, and then there are other ones that are set up elsewhere. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I have no desire, nor I do not want to kill a helpless creature, even if she's a Drow.
Well, you don't necessarily have any trouble with the Drow anyway. It's the elves here that are going to have the main trouble with the Drow. Anyway, Bob.
Bob.
God.
Bob.
What about Bob?
What about Bob?
Yep. I'm here. I was just, what's up? Am I done or?
Yes, you're done. Yes, you
Okay.
are done. Yeah.
All right. I will walk back to the others. I will actually sit down right in front of the Drow.
Okay.
You're going to tell us the truth, whether you like it or not. And I will cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. Go ahead.
I go ahead and I speak the words and I cast the spell. How are you controlling the Eladrin?
She doesn't understand the question.
Loth has infected the Eldrin in some way, shape, or form. The Eldrin are working with you, yes?
Yes?
Why?
I don't know.
Is she lying?
No, it's the zone of truth, dude. Clearly, she's
Okay,
not
no,
lying.
okay. I just no. Well, she can lie. No, she can't speak a deliberate lie. That's true. Where are you based out of? Or did we already get that?
Yeah, you already got
Cambro, yeah.
Okay. Who is your superior? What's the name?
Let's see. Her superior will call. I should write this down, I guess.
that. Jeff.
1 second. Her superior. Let's see. Drow. Boss.
Jeff the Drow.
Let's
Chucky
call
Bingus.
it.
Magic Steve.
No.
Yeah.
Fairhoth.
Fairhoff.
Yes.
Okay.
General Fairhoth
again.
is in charge of Cambro now.
If these people swore fealty to you, what would happen to them?
Oh, you talk about the villagers. She says they would be taxed and put into the tax basically is a certain percentage of the physical bodies of their population to be used as slave labor. Not 100%, like 20%.
And if anybody else has any questions they want to ask, they can. As long as she's in the zone, she has to answer them.
I do, but I'm asleep. So I can't.
Oh, it's
No.
Something that let's try something that is there something that you would think that we would want to
doesn't
know?
work like that. You have to ask yes or no questions.
Yeah, you have to ask yes or no questions.
Oh, great.
And if it's a question that she doesn't want to say, she can not answer.
Oh, okay.
She can just dumb you up.
How about like where have the Drow come from originally?
Oh, how did they get here?
Yeah.
Yes.
How did they invade?
They came through a. I'll show you. Well, let me come over here, back over here, and boy, I have so many slides in here. They came through a gate in Carador.
In Carador, okay.
Carador, of course, is the mythal in the center of the Murloc Lake, or the Lake Murloc, right
Have
here.
the Eldrin been working with you from the beginning?
She's only known about Eldrin interaction for a year.
Okay. And how long have the Eldrin back? They've been back for a couple of years now, right?
Right,
Yes,
like 15,
many years.
20.
Yeah, many years.
Yeah. Okay.
I think what we talked about, it was like 15 years or more.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, it's been like
about
15, 20 years.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But her involvement's only been a year. And
Now,
she says she is coming from Menzo-Bronzen.
Menzo-Bronzen? Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of their largest settlements.
Look at the map here real quick here. Now we are trying to get to the Shea Pool, right?
You are trying to go to the She Pool, yes.
Yeah. How many more of these roving bands of you are there?
In this area?
Yes.
Well, they don't. The She Pool, you find out, is not within their march. You guys are actually on the edge of their march. Basically, all of their control is in the Camberent Gap is what they're controlling, and she says, as far as she knows, there are 10 patrols. But it's kind of behind you in a way because you guys are right on the edge of that patrolling area.
Is she capable of drawing a deployment of their locations?
She doesn't answer.
I mean, she is, but she won't.
Somebody said the right question.
Yep. Can you persuade her?
Can I?
Yes.
Well, I suppose. Do you want me to roll a die?
Yes.
You can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Now this is an ability, right?
Yeah, I have persuasion.
No, he has a skill. He
No.
doesn't have.
Yeah,
an
he
ability.
has a, yeah.
Yeah. I have persuasion, so 26 with my.
She still doesn't answer. She's Drow.
Okay.
She would rather die.
Yeah.
I mean, the things she's answering are there are no harm in the answer, but she's certainly not going to give up patrol patterns of her people. There's no way.
And I don't have anything that I can
At least
use to
practically.
make her.
Magically, you might be able to force her. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me see here.
Do any of you guys have any charming spells?
Yeah,
it's
you
an
can't
elf, dude.
charm
It
her.
wouldn't work. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they have resistance, but they're not immune.
No, they're
No,
elves.
no,
They're-
they have resistance to
yeah.
charm, but I do have a spell I can use.
Yeah.
On
The
her.
elves are very different from every other humanoid. The elves are magic itself. They're
Yeah.
different.
No,
Yeah.
I'm aware. I just thought it was resistance, not immunity.
Oh
That's
no,
all.
no, it's definitely immunity. Yeah. Now there are
Okay.
certain ways to get around it, however, but I don't think you guys are quite high enough for that.
No.
If you had a
I was-
wizard in your party, you might be able to. There might be something you could do.
Yeah, because Geas won't work on her because she's elven, and it's
Yeah.
it's a charm spell.
See when the
And-
next patrol will come around this area.
Yeah.
If we can find that. I mean, if she can
Well,
slip
that's
up.
her patrol.
She's
You
not going
just
to
took it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. But you know,
she's not. Yeah.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
mind
sorry.
the role playing thing of it's cool. You guys continue on as long as you want, but this is not progressing your story. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in that case, I would take the sage advice of the DM and say, let's move on. So
Mhm.
I'd be more than happy to slit her throat.
This is the monk. This is the monk.
She's a drow, dude. I'm an
I
elf.
get it. I
She's-
get it.
she's-
I get it.
she's
I
gonna
get it.
die.
I get it. I get it.
This monk has rage issues when it comes to those who just slaughtered his world.
Well, and she is working for the Eldrin, and you found that they are absolutely your hated enemy. Now, of course, you didn't like them anyway because of what they did, but now that you understand what's really going on, I'm sure your character's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like
look
those
at-
drows. Doesn't matter
I look at-
how hot they are, they're still only good for one thing,
Yeah.
and that's filling a hole in the ground.
Well, they're literally a corrupting race. So
They are there, and they're corrupted as well. Anyway, so you guys ask your question. She answers everything she's willing to answer, and you basically have an understanding that it looks like the Drow have been engaged for a year or so, but the past 3 months is really when they've been involved. And of course, this magical miasma that's lying over the entire Murloc Vale is also in the same time frame. Obviously, they did that so the Drow could move freely because they can't move in the sun, right? Therefore, this is really something that's 3 months going. Now, you guys are about 2 years from leaving Serafal since you went over to Moray. It's been about 2 years. So it seems like a lot of things have happened while you were gone, right? And of course, in this age, there are some magical ways to communicate. But as far as you know from your actual leader, of course, now is dead. But your leader's name was what was his name? Thadric. He was your boss, right? And his lieutenant Geoff is also gone. Oh, no, he was the Cork lieutenant. But the cleric Theodric was your boss. He's dead. But as far as you know, he didn't say anything to you about getting information from Serafal that weird things were happening, right?
Mhm.
Because he's the only one that
All
would
right.
have had some magical means of communication, right? Okay. Anyway.
Right. So a lot of this happened while we were in the dark.
Yep.
I mean,
Right.
during that time, they've corrupted the land even more. So you think how that parallels with the corruption of Sylvanas. So if Sylvanas isn't active in the way that nature is working, when nature becomes corrupted, that's what's allowing probably the Drow to be able to infiltrate the place
Yeah.
without being totally unopposed.
We
Especially when all
know,
the gods
and
are
we
walking.
know that, Loth is directly involved in his corruption. So,
And more than likely, that means Lolth is also walking the land, which
jeez.
is scary enough as it is, just to conceptualize. But she's probably here.
Yeah.
More than likely.
We need to get.
So
to-
even And to add that even more is because this thing it's likely she could commune with her one way or another. She was able to commune with that dryer. This is one of the most dangerous things as far as giving us away. I think we need to take her out now and leave this village as soon as we're rested and find this ranger.
Well, understand that Lilith did speak to you through
Yeah,
the
she knows.
Skyon, right?
Yeah.
Remember.
So that actually hypes me up even more. We may have a force of Drow on the way to us now.
True.
No, we need to rest up and then leave this town.
How far is it to get back to the boat?
No, we need we need to get to the shade.
Finish our mission.
Ranger?
Yeah, what was that? What was that? The
she
We're supposed
pool.
to
I
find
mean,
the
you are on a mission. That's true.
no, what was it that Jimmy said?
We're supposed to find the ranger.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're looking for Nym Moondown. That's right.
Yeah, we gotta go to the sheep pool before we do anything.
Now, you are on the edge of the area where the sheep pool is in. You are with natives, villagers here. You might ask questions of them.
Yeah, let's go. So, Az, can you stay in guard? And our Lacey and Baran, can you go and Adderall find out what we can find out about the location of the ranger while Laz and I watch this she-devil?
Yeah.
Oh goodness,
I will.
bad things are going to happen, I'm sure. All right, so you guys go and you start talking to the villagers, interacting. They're very happy. They're happy to answer any question. Of course, you saved their life. You're heroes. They are having a party tonight. Now, you guys know that the food fare they put forward is tasty, but it's humble. But nevertheless, this is a time for celebration. They've broken out the kegs of the kegs, and the wine is out, and there's even some mead moving around. So during this festivities of the night, somewhere during the festival, this party, the GOP does wake up, and I'm sure comes out and imbibes and eats as he normally would. And you guys ask questions. Now, for the past 3 months, they have been very tight to their village because of all the craziness that's going on with the magical miasma and the drow being moving around. So they haven't really left their village much beyond what they had to. But they've heard rumors that the she pool is worse than here. Which is raw sacrilege. Understand this for any person who lives in the Moonshae, but particularly an elf. The she pool, of course, she being elf. That's another word for elf, right? It's supposed to be the most beautiful sylvan spot outside of Evermeet. Now, understand that's a huge statement because Evermeet itself is actually been pulled out of Avendor itself. It's literally heaven on earth. And the she pool is this only second to that. And it's been complete. The rumors they've heard is completely corrupted, and which is just a horrible thought. As far as Nym goes, they all of them say that Nym has visited their village in the past. It was many moons ago, but he did visit here. Of course, he's a legendary hero. He's known as the Archer. Is kind of the nickname they have for him, and this is something you've all heard before, but especially the elves. Nym is a legendary elf, in a living elf in the modern world, and they haven't heard anything about Nym in quite a while. They haven't heard any good or bad news. They don't know, but they do know he lives in the she pool when he's there, although he is a traveler, so they're not really sure. But that's about what you gather from all the conversations regarding the she pool. Unless you have a specific question.
I would like to say when I first get up and I walk out to everyone, I was like, "All right, guys, the master interrogator's ready and all ready to go. All right, where's the Drow?"
We should have killed him before he woke up. Be like, "Where's the?" Oh,
well, I don't know.
You did that.
Bill and Laz is the Drow leader alive?
I wouldn't let him kill her in my opinion.
Yeah, Laz wouldn't let me kill her, and I don't. I'm not. I still have. Oh, let me see. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, GOP. She's still awake. Go ahead. Still alive anyway. Go ahead.
All right, guys. I'm gonna need you all to to clear it out. Let me speak with her, mano a mano.
No.
Sorry,
Well-
no.
It's all part of my plan. My brilliant idea.
Guys, you're cramping my style.
Come on.
We don't want you. We don't want you fucking her while she's all tied up. Sorry.
No, you're disgusting. You think I would stoop so low as to do that?
Yes.
Without permission?
That's not the point, though. I was not intending to do that.
Is the zone of truth still active?
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh,
Yes,
no,
it
yeah, it
is.
is. 10 minutes.
It
yeah.
is still active.
It is.
No, it's
active
not.
for
Well, I
10
was
minutes.
out 8 hours, taking a long rest.
No, I'm
So
joking.
it-
Of course, it's not up. I was making a joke. Well, go ahead, dude. Say what you want to say to the Drow.
Well, I motion everyone to kind of walk to the side with me, so we're like away from the Drow.
Okay.
And I'm all right. I'm like, I'm gonna try and convince the Drow that I'm on her side. All right, and then see if she'll give me information from that point.
How?
Like, hey, I don't really like these guys. I just kind of met them. That sort of thing. And then I
You
can
wanna
at
tell
least
her?
Laz,
tell her
give me a perception check, please.
I'm sorry.
You took your eyes off her.
Yes, you did.
Well, she was gagged. Her
No,
fingers
she is
were
not. She is no
Yeah,
Yeah, I
longer
said
gagged.
she was.
No,
I said she was bound back up when we
You
were done
guys,
talking to her.
you
Oh,
guys.
he did say they bound her back up.
What? Okay, you want me? Okay, it's perception, right?
Yes, please.
All right. 21.
21. There's a magical spell in progress behind you.
Counterspell.
No,
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your roll.
I
It's,
said
well-
it's a third level spell.
Well, counterspell is base level is third level, so it automatically fails.
Okay. All right. But she is trying to cast a spell, and she fails
I'm gonna-
because GOP's
I'm
on.
gonna hit her for her. I'm gonna smack her for her impudence. Not
gonna-
kill her.
I'm sorry. What?
I would like to hit her and knock her down.
All right. Go
He's
ahead.
gonna 1940s smack her.
I see.
Are you trying to knock?
I'm not trying to kill her.
Well, you
Are
don't
you
have
trying-
to roll the hit. Just roll your damage, please.
Oh, okay.
Wait, are you trying to knock her out or just?
Just to settle her down. Yeah, and tie her back up.
All right. So you're not doing damage then. All right.
No, I'm not. I'm not
She
gonna
just
try
kind
and-
of scowls at you.
Stick the sock back in her mouth.
Yeah,
I was
And-
sure you said that you gagged her up again, but
I
It
did,
doesn't
but
matter.
that's okay. Things happen.
Alright.
There's a lot of people talking at once, so Okay.
that's fine.
I will go behind. I don't know. I'd like to stealth, leave the room, and then stealth back in and watch them.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I'm going
now
to
that-
write this down for myself. Never leave anyone alive. There we go. I'm writing that down.
Right.
But
Because
yeah,
you
this is
guys are
taking too
truly wasting your time. You really are.
I know,
Fine,
I know we are. I was just gonna basically, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I was just trying to
long.
find
Hey,
a message through. I just,
Laz, I think Adderall's calling you.
yeah, we'll just. I
Okay.
mean, can we just say I just don't really get anything from her, really, and we just move on from it?
Yeah,
'Cause-
you get the same kind of. She doesn't really know anything. Is the
Yeah.
point?
Yeah, that's the problem. She's just
Well,
she's just a drone.
Okay.
So,
Then
don't
pick
Rattle
such a
means
badass-
me, or just a subterfuge, just
Yeah.
to get me out of
Just
the
don't pick such a badass picture then next time.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
get
I
something
know.
to eat.
I
guys.
know.
Bye.
I know. Yeah.
what's
Because
up?
actually, if you could have captured the Scion, that might have given you a little
Right?
information, but more than likely,
Dude,
Loeb
there
would
was
have just
no way
simply
we were
killed it.
capturing that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
All right, we've wasted about an
Yeah,
hour on this, so let's move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just listening to you guys.
No. Let's
All right.
let's just keep going. Look, we've got
Okay.
a mission to do.
Well, you do. Okay, so let's do that
Yeah.
mission. Now, you guys get your rest for the evening. Any spells that were left, I think Lacey had another one or what have you. So, GOP, your character is completely full health. However, without a restoration spell, you do have a scar damage. Now, the scar is in your gut, and the effect is going to be that you will take a Constitution damage every day unless you eat double the food you normally would. All
Oh,
right.
I already eat a lot of food.
I know you do. But so for until you get that restoration cast on you, which I'm sure will happen quick, or earlier than later. But until you do, you need to eat a lot of food, or you're going to take Constitution damage.
Okay.
Okay. Does he need a lesser restoration or greater restoration?
Lesser would do it.
Okay, I'll just cast it on him the night before then.
All right, then that's fine. Yeah, because I know we have a
Yeah.
spell in the party to fix it. You're in good shape. You do have no scars on you now because of the restoration's been cast on you, and you're feeling great. Next morning, however, a very, very odd thing happens. As you guys are getting up and making decisions on what you're going to do with this drow, and you have to move on, of course. You guys wake up and you come out and you see the mayor and his little entourage are standing in the village center near the village pyre, actually, and they are having a conversation with this thing.
Oh. Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
I know what that is.
I believe I know what that is too. So yeah.
Okay,
The heck is
they're just
that?
talking to it.
I will kind of
I'm gonna stroll up. And say,
hello.
That's like an undead
The
owl.
mayor smiles and nods at you. It's not an undead at all. No.
Okay.
This there's only one of them, and it looks over at you and it actually bows its head. Now these are the pictures I found just to kind of give a look at what the owl bear looks like. But I couldn't find what I really wanted. What I want is you have this owl bear picture you're looking at here. But he's got he doesn't have clothing on, but he's got little belts and little pouches and bags hanging off of strapping and harnesses and stuff. He's not meaning it's not a monster, right? It looks over at you and it bows its head in a respectful manner as you approach.
This be a druid or a ranger?
No, this is
About-
probably just an actual owlbear.
Yeah.
Well, it can't just be like a normal owl bear because
Greetings, well met. Who are you?
who are you?
Who
Who
are
are
you?
you?
I have to say,
wonderful.
I'm just gonna cross my arms and watch.
All right. Hold on a second.
Who be I be me.
He as I said, he looked over and you bowed his head as you were approaching. He says, and he says that I be telleth.
Googly moogly.
Well met.
How you
Well,
be?
that's
It's be
what I
long
just
time.
said. Well met. What brings you to these parts?
We have been summoned. The mayor then butts into the conversation and says, "Oh well, we asked the chief here to come in because we don't know exactly what to do with the drow. We thought that it would be best if he and his tribe took care of it, and they're having similar troubles with the drow. So we thought that maybe we'd join forces, and we're just having a conversation about it."
That's not a bad idea. We will leave it in your charge,
Very wise.
as
Now-
we have
I-
our own mission.
Is it possible that you might have a guide for us? It would help us to get to our destination.
The Talith says, "Where do you wish to go?" He
We're going to
speaks
the
very
Shaku.
well, by the way. It's no, me Talith, me like
Right,
me.
right.
No, he's very eloquent, actually.
We,
Well, that's just me.
we wish
We
to
are.
find-
Yeah, go
the
ahead.
We wish to find the sheep pool and the great adventurer. What's his name? Moon?
You should not go to the sheep pool, he says.
We have
need
no
to find
choice.
him.
We
the
have been
archer.
commissioned by who commissioned us again? The king, right?
Well,
Yes, no, the Elven King did. Yes,
yeah, the
Yeah.
Elven King did, and then we're basically on a mission from God.
yeah, Corlin. Yeah.
So Coraline, and what was the king's name?
The king's name, I wrote it down
Lord
somewhere.
Thrinbone. Lord Thrinbone.
Yeah, Thrinbone. Yeah, Thrinbone. Yeah.
Good, good Alma. We have been commissioned by Thrinbear and the God, what's the name of the god? I am so out of it.
Corlin.
We've been
Corlin.
commissioned by King Thrinbone on a mandate from Corlane himself to travel to the Shea Pool.
To
It's not a
find
matter. It's
the
not a matter
archer.
of want. It is a matter of dictation. So
He says, "Well, I wouldn't go to the sheep pool. It is the worst of the worst, as far as I can tell. And as far as the archer, he has not been heard from in months. But nevertheless, I will guide you if that is what you want."
Where was he seen or heard from last? Was
Uh,
it in the shape?
the sheep pool, yeah.
yeah,
Well, that
we
might-
appreciate it. What was that?
I've got the question.
Okay.
Can I ride on your back?
Oh God damn it!
I've always wanted to ride an owlbear.
Ignore.
He smiles
Can I
and
do it?
he smiles and gives out a chuckle. He reaches over and picks you up and puts you on his back.
Oh.
Yes, I just get giddy with glee.
And he starts kind of lumbering around. He's
Just
actually
kinda
moving
clapping
very
my hands.
elegantly, but he starts lumbering around like he's got like a kid on his back. I used to do that all the time with my kids. Actually, I give them horse rides on my back. Right, that was fun.
There you go.
Memories,
Off we
nostalgia.
go.
Yeah, no,
Right.
he's happy to oblige. This is a good fey beast that you're talking to.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, feel free to eat him. It's fine.
He laughs.
He grows back. He grows back parts. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Arctic halflings are very
Well, if you're willing, then we would appreciate your help in this. And but we really
I-
must be going as quickly as possible.
All right.
I think we
He
should give him-
takes the halfling off his back and sets him down, and he pats him on the head. He follows the mayor. He goes off in one hand, just picks up the drow and just throws her over his shoulder, and he says, "Come,
I'd like-
let us go."
I'd like to say one caveat before they go off is to say, and you must be warned that we have incurred Lilith's wrath in this battle with the devastation to her scion.
Mm,
She is actively pursuing us.
Then I am in good company.
Weren't we going to deal with? Were we going to kill the drow, or we were just going to leave it to the villagers to do?
Oh no,
I'm gonna let the Owlbears clan take care of it.
yeah. He's got her on his shoulder anyway, and he says, "Come." And
Oh,
he
he does.
walks out of the village. Now, as you guys are following behind, the villagers, not everybody, but a lot of people come out to wave you goodbye and thank you. Of course, they're indebted to you guys. And as you leave, you head on your map here. You head toward the north, and you don't go that far. And maybe about, I don't know, 3 kilometers, maybe not far at all. And they're set amongst the trees. There is a small owl bear village. Now, there's different kind of owl bears, and this right here is a civilized type. Now, their village is not too dissimilar looking from the folk village. The only real difference is everything is kind of built up on trees, about on the tree trunks, about 2 to 3 meters off the ground. So it's somewhere between like a folk village and an elven village, somewhere between that. And while
Cool.
moving around here, you see there's about 30 to 50 owlbears. Right, it's not a huge village. It's a very small tribe, but everyone is just kind of doing normal things. You notice that a lot of them have dyed feathers. They've actually have the feathers on their body that they've dyed. Everyone's kind of wearing harnesses. It seems to be the standard fashion. Some of them are actually holding weapons. Like spears and things like that. There's even some that have bows, and they're just kind of doing the normal morning routine type of stuff. And as they come, they all kind of look up and smile, and they speak in their language, which no one here speaks, I'm sure. Does anyone here speak Draconic?
I don't think so.
No.
The sorcerer might.
No.
Okay. So
I have a passing in Draconic because my old boss spoke Draconic, but I'm not fluent.
Well, you would recognize it as Draconic. Now, Draconic is an old world language. It is a language of magic, and it doesn't necessarily mean just because you speak Draconic you're evil or attain to evil. It's just an old world language, and that's what they're speaking. And you do notice that, however, a lot of the writing around here is not in Draconic, because there is writing on the each little hut seems to be named, and there is more writing around than you would expect, just on posts and things like that. It's all in Sylvan script, actually. Now, I don't think that Bill's
I s-
character Adderil actually speaks Sylvan, but he probably
Yep.
would recognize it.
I actually have Sylvan as one of my languages.
You
so.
do. Okay, well then you can read it perfectly. And they're just standard little names like the home of the Balowith family, or they're just little there's nothing magical about it. They're very very standard, just written in Sylvan. So it's a bizarre thing. They speak Draconic, but they write in Sylvan. It's weird. But the whole situation is weird because the only thing you guys would know about owl bears is they are a monster that will eat you.
Yeah.
Right? But these ones seem to be different. Now, as he comes in, he speaks in Draconic to his people, who are coming up and smiling and waving. And as a couple of younglings come up and grab his legs, and he pats them on the head. He takes the drow and he tosses it to an upcoming very large owl bear, much bigger than him. And he just catches it in midair and starts taking it somewhere. You don't know where it's taking the drow.
So they're
But
just tossing the drow like a football.
kind of like, yeah. And
Whipping it around his lasso.
right. And after he speaks in Draconic, everyone in the village starts greeting you in common, so everyone
Okay.
understands.
Hello.
He says, "Oh,
Greetings.
please welcome. Have you eaten?" Some seemingly female version. She's not as colorful or pretty as the chief. She's kind of very dull gray and boring looking colored, actually. But she says, "Welcome, welcome. Have you eaten? I can make you something to eat. I have some very nice deer stew. Would you like some?"
I've
Uh,
eaten, but I wouldn't mind doing it again.
I knew
she's
that after was going to
she's
say
happy. She comes over and she says, "Please come, come, come." And there's like this big thing that's on the ground. Most everything here is a little bit off the ground. It's not high in the trees like the elves, but it's a little bit off the ground. But this thing's actually on the ground, and it has no walls, just pillars. It's a very large longhouse type of roof, and in there you see there's a lot of kind of the day-to-day working utilitarian operations, right? There's a hearth in there. There's place for cleaning. There's just kind of the day-to-day working area, and it's open. There's no walls whatsoever. And she pulls anybody who's in there, and she takes out some deer stew, which is actually quite good. Although you would think the meat is a bit undercooked from your point of view, but well, they probably like it like that. But other than that, um, the leader here, what did I say his name was? Talith. Talith looks at you and he says, "Give me a moment. I will be back." And he goes up and climbs some stairwell into a tree hut. And he returns in about 10, 15 minutes. He seems to have the only thing he's added is a cloak and a walking staff. And he says, "Anytime you're ready, I am prepared to guide you to the she pool."
I'll look at Corny. He's like, are you sated?
I slurped the last of my bowl of soup and I'm just like ready to go.
Okay. She's very happy that do you look like you enjoyed the stew? It wasn't bad.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And
it's food. He's gonna be happy if there's food.
she hands you a wrapped apron, and inside that apron you see that there are some vegetables, and there is some kind of weird soggy bread.
Oh, awesome.
All right, thank you.
She bows to you with a big smile. She almost wants to clap, it seems. But the village here is, they're very polite, but everyone's got their business, and they, beyond being polite, they just kind of doing their daily thing. But Talith here is ready with his cloak and his staff, and he says, "Let us carry on." Now, You guys head out and you're following Talith, and if you have any questions for him, ask them now. No? Okay.
Nope.
No, I don't really have any questions.
It's just, how did this place come to be, Talos? This is the most amazing village I think I've seen in all of our adventures.
He says that, well, it's interesting you should say so. We were not aware of this until we came to your world, but it seems the owlbear here uh, are wild and dangerous. Of course, he explains that they came from the Fey Wild. When the Eladrin came, they came with them. Now, they didn't mean marching next to him, meaning the Fey Wild opened into this world and they found passage over. And although their intention wasn't to stay, when the veil between the worlds, the thinning of the veil had gone away, they found themselves kind of trapped on this side. So they just had no choice but to make a village, but they like it until these damn drow started coming around. They don't care much for the drow. He speaks. Is the only time you see any anger on his face is when he mentions the word drow. He doesn't like them at all. But so seemingly they've been here for about 15 years.
Were the Eladrin
Did,
as violent in the Fae as they were as they
yeah,
came
I
here?
have questions about what happened with the Eldrin, if they know anything about what happened.
He's not sure. The Eladrin are not normally like this. Of course, he explains that the Eladrin are the leadership of the Fae, right? I mean, Oberon and Titania, those are Eladrin, right? And they usually don't act like this, although they can be. The Eladrin can be, they can be troublesome because what they might find funny or humorous could be deadly to you, right? So they are precocious in a way, he says. But they're never like this. He doesn't understand the corruption. He doesn't really know what's going on. He's made a connection in his mind between the Drow being here and the Eladrin. He doesn't know anything about Lolth. Do you tell him about that or not?
Yeah,
I would think that he's an ally, so it would be good that he did know what he was dealing with.
Okay. Well, he's not pleased to hear that at all. He is interesting about your being on a mission from Corlane because he actually has a personal story, and you're a bit surprised because he recounts his story that 200 years ago, which you wouldn't assume he's that old, but 200 years ago he actually saw Corlane moving through the Fey Wild, and it's one of his greatest memories to have seen the great elven god. He didn't talk to him or anything. He just saw him moving by. But it's a great memory for him. He's very happy when he recounts that. But you guys travel, and you travel all day with him. And what he does is he takes you north, and he follows the river. Now, as you guys are following the river, there are no encounters this day. There's nothing attacking you. But the more you move west, the darker the sky becomes, the more withered and lethargic the vegetation becomes. You see, moving in the river, strange shapes. You see shadows in the distance moving through the woods. You don't know what they are. Nothing attacks you, but it just becomes more and more gloomy and more mournful. And you can see visibly that Talith is not enjoying where he is, but he is happy to be on a little adventure and helping agents of Corlin, who he seems to have great respect for. And you guys basically get yourself. Let's see, 1 day's travel. He says you're by tomorrow noon you will be able to be within the She Pool, but it is getting dark and you need to set up. So uh, he's going about to stop for the day and make his camp, but of course you guys have a better setup than he does. So I'm assuming that the halfling is going to cast his hut.
Mm-hmm.
Can we invite him in there? Because he seems like a good guy.
Oh, of course you
let
can.
me look up the rules for the hut, but you should be able to. I think
I
I
see
can
no reason why not. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's an ally, I think it's okay.
Right. I mean, that's what I would do. I would avail him of our hospitality as he has done for us.
Yeah. What's the owlbear's size?
He's large, but he's like around. He's about seven something foot. 8 foot, but he kind of
Yeah.
crouches over. I'm sure he'll fit.
Okay, because I can fit up to 9 creatures of medium size or smaller.
Yeah, I think you're
So-
fine. Yeah.
There's only 5 of us, so
Yeah, that's no
Six.
problem. Now, during the day, and of course, very interesting magic. During the day, just talking with this very pleasant, rather jovial creature, he mentions that he's a druid. He's a very low level one, but he is a druid, and he's trying to, do the best he can to help his people because when they came over, he was not a member. He wasn't the chief at that time. They were just kind of a scouting group that went out to see what was going on with this strange opening to an alien world. And they got caught out. Over the time, he was elected to become the druid, or to become the leader. And because he was in this land, he decided maybe he should learn a little bit. And he's been studying druidism from one of the folk in the village you were just in. Actually, has been teaching him. He's a very interesting character, and he's a very good character. Now, I would say he's probably neutral good, being that he's a druid, but he is a good person. Now, he tells you that he hasn't been in the sheep pool for a while, but the rumors and things he's heard coming out are very bad. The sheep pool is just utterly corrupted, and there's some kind of pure evil that people are calling the devourer that is living within the sheep pool.
hmm.
I'm kind of thinking that this guy we're looking for, maybe he got corrupted.
It's possible.
Mhm.
It's also possible that something moved in and he couldn't handle it. It's I don't know. We're going to find out. What has anybody given a description of this thing? Or?
It sounds like one of those things that if you could give a description of it, or well, you probably got eaten by it before you could.
No, there's no description.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
instead of-
defending Corny's tent in the chat here.
My
well,
what
instead
now?
of instead,
Go ahead.
we,
Sorry.
we need to find some way to find this ranger if he's here. If there's any way that you can speak to animals or find some creature or some way that we can locate him instead of wandering through this dismal place until we come across our death. We need a plan.
Yeah. Now,
Yep.
he's guided you in. He's not going to really be much use to you, and he's. I mean, if you demand him to follow you, he will because it's because of the type of character he is. But I'm assuming you're not going to drag him into his death. So,
No.
he is going to guide you
No, he's-
to the entrance and tomorrow, and he will let you go on your way.
I have a question, Chester, real quick. Do we have a decent description of this ranger?
Well, oddly that you say that. Unless you guys want anything you want to do in the night before, which I don't think there is, but if there's something we want to do, just shout it out. But in the morning, as he brings you as far as he will, you actually come to a sign that marks off. It says, "Welcome to the She Pool" in several languages, by the way, and it has a moving picture upon it, which a lot of things around here do have. And sitting on that, it says amongst other things, just advertising the She Pool. It also has a shimmering picture, and the Talith here points and says, "Ah, that is Nym."
I
Okay.
wonder if they have a gift shop.
They might, but no, the
I
She
can-
Pool is like a huge pilgrimage tourist spot. It absolutely is. Yeah.
Okay.
But here you
There's a
see a
reason why-
picture of this guy here down on the bottom of this billboard.
Okay. I can find this guy possibly. I can scry him.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, it is
somebody's
morning.
got it.
You guys are on the trail, but you most certainly could do that.
Is that what we want to do? Do we want to take a look around there first, or do we want to see if we can locate him immediately?
Whatever.
Our
It might
mission
be a
is to
better
find
idea.
him. Our mission is to find the man. But if you want to make a reconnoiter, I don't see the problem.
Hey, what did you say, Corny?
I said it's a good idea. You should do that.
Yeah,
All
go
right,
ahead.
It's gonna take me a few minutes. Okay. And see here. All right. So I take I find a corner, like a shady spot somewhere. I sit down, put my shield out in front of me, and just focus on the holy symbol on it. And over the 10 minutes, I will cast scrying. See here, I have a picture or likeness, so that's -2 to it. So he does. Is he resisting or?
Well, we wouldn't know, I guess, until.
Because if he does, he gets like let's see here. Well, okay.
He's not resisting at all. No.
Okay. All right. So then they're then I should be able to find him.
Okay.
If he's alive. If he's not alive, I mean, it's up to you at this point.
He is alive, but you feel barely. And the image you get is actually it's kind of useful that you did that. At first, you're kind of seeing like these spidery webs at first. And then it becomes more clear as you kind of back out, you zoom out of the image to see what you're looking at. And it seems that Nym has been completely encased in a cocoon. And as you back up, you see this.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh God, she again with the spider shit.
It's a loathe
Spider?
campaign. What do you want?
I know. I'm just
I
saying.
know.
Oh, wait a minute, dude. Is that like a giant centipede thing?
Mhm.
It's reggae loaf.
God,
The loaf
jeez.
from the
Struggle.
All right, whatever it is, it needs to die.
Well, now,
Fireball!
now the good thing is this thing doesn't seem to notice your scrying, so you can look at it as long as you want. And you see those bodies hanging up there? One of them is Nym.
Yes.
Okay.
No!
Well,
I'm trying to get a look around the area to see if I can get anything on like where he's at. Does he have an object on him that I can use to focus on him to use locate?
This is the best image you get right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got 10 limbs.
Does he
But-
is okay, his body that like on his body, because I can see his body, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have anything on him like an object or anything like that?
anything valuable.
Oh, you talk about Nym?
Yes.
Does he have anything valuable?
Does he have something I could use to locate him?
Probably,
I'm
yeah.
just
He
Right,
himself is locatable, is he not?
Yeah, he's hanging right there.
I mean,
Well,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can use locate on people. I think it's more on objects.
He's not in good
Yeah.
shape, dude, and he seems to be missing parts of his body, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, no. Not again.
Oh no, I can use locate creature. Okay.
right, what are you
Yeah,
trying to locate?
I snap back out of it and I kind of tell everybody what I was like. Oh, I know what the thing looks like now,
Ugh.
and I give a description of it, and I give a description of his.
Well,
of the
actually,
state
you
that he's
might
in.
actually know what it is, dude.
You want me to roll arcane
Yes,
or?
I want you to roll whatever one you think is better, either arcane, history, or religion, elven related. So whichever one you think is best.
Okay, well, that's a freaking 1. So I don't know what the hell this thing is.
Okay.
I mean, could everyone roll, or is it just whoever has like
The monk could make a roll, but he didn't see it. But I suppose if Adderil described it to him, he could make a roll.
Well,
It was really ugly.
how many legs?
1,000.
Was it like what was his body like? Its thorax, its abdomen.
Disgusting. It was disgusting. That's only what I could think of.
Well, that describes all of Loth's creatures. So can you be
Yes.
specific.
That's
Have a human half.
a demon scrotum with tentacle arms and pinches, and it's like 1,000 spiders that made one.
Demon scrotum. That sounds like corny. No, I'll give it a roll with what I can do. Let me think about this. 9 was my roll.
Yep. No, you guys don't seem to know what this is.
It must be or whatever that our friend told us of.
I'm sure it is. It's obviously been eating on him. So
I think, Baran, you need to start scouting the terrain. Let's go. You're taking the
All
lead.
right, here we go.
All right. You guys move into the she pool. Talith bids you well, and he starts to head back to his village. You guys come in the she pool, and this is what you see. The she pool in the
wait.
Vale
Where's
here.
our cannon fodder going?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
leaving. Yes. This is no place he wants to be. He knows better. He's not going to face the devourer. I mean, come on. But anyway, you see the sheep pool. Now, this is, to the elves particularly, this is depressing because, I mean, this is one of the most beautiful places on Toril itself, and it looks like this. It's not
like
right.
sand.
It's
I've
an
got a
affront.
plan of you guys. It's an idea, right? Here's what we do. One of us, or maybe most of us, can go and distract the creature, and then the other, we leave someone to go and take the guy and get him away from there, and then we regroup somewhere.
Well, I could try running in and getting
Yeah,
him.
we got to distract him first. We got to distract that thing.
Yeah,
though.
we have to figure
Go
out
for
the
it.
proper way to distract him. Even if we, oh yeah, we do have a very fast guy. Maybe make some noises, but like in a different direction from where we're at. So it
Okay.
draws the
Laz could-
creature away.
Laz could use
Okay.
her cloak to distract and throw a fireball, and then afterwards, literally just jump back into the shadow.
You guys and your
Leave.
fireballs.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. and then when that happens, the thing will be distracted, go to where Laz was, and she won't be there. And then we could have Speedy McGee here grab Nym, and get out.
If-
Okay.
If that's all, if there's only one, and he doesn't have giant spiders or
Okay.
dry.
By the way, I'm gonna go scout ahead,
Hmm.
Oh, and if
and I
that doesn't,
rolled, and I hit 29. So
dang.
what does that tell me?
All right, you're looking
Sure,
around
it's a
here in the sheep pool, and it's actually very easy for you to find where this creature is because it leaves enormous tracks. And if you're looking here in this picture, see those little stand of pine trees? It's behind that, and it's very easy to track this thing. You didn't need anywhere near that kind of roll.
Well, I
So he
mean,
knows exactly where the creature is.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's quite easy where it
Oh,
moves.
so
yeah.
it's in the immediate area.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, okay. So it's
sorry.
behind the pine trees.
Okay. Maybe we
Were there
should.
were there signs of any other creatures there too? More spiders that we have
Well,
to
that's a
worry
good
about?
point.
Did I see any other tracks?
No, you see only it. Matter of fact, shockingly only it.
Okay, so no, it's just it hit. It's the thing by itself. I have no idea what it's like, but it's there.
Okay. So,
No.
Now,
before we go in, let's make sure the magic armor that we've taken, you guys have equipped yourself. We have this sword called the Life Stealer.
Oh yeah,
is that thing cursed?
I should have asked somebody.
Well, Cornelius, don't you have the ability to? Oh no, Lacey does. Lacey can cast
I do.
identify.
Yeah, no one's used it yet, so
Well, yeah, she can. Let's have her identify that first.
well, she would have done it at the village. Yes, it is a very powerful legendary weapon that is most assuredly cursed. Badly cursed.
Yeah, so put that back in the bag. that stays in there, and we will get rid of it as soon as possible. What was the other thing that we took? Or
The leather armor.
Um,
Daggers of poisonous daggers or +2 daggers.
Yeah.
And then a ring of protection.
Did we give that to anybody, or does anybody need that?
Ring of protection. What exactly does that give you?
It's a +1 AC.
Yeah, it gets a +1 to your AC, I believe. I don't need
We
it.
have 2 of them. We actually.
Well, I mean, if I can, if it
I'll take
adds
one.
+2, yeah, I can.
I'll
use
take one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be happy to take one too to get my armor class higher.
Oh yeah. Yo, you absolutely need one if you don't already have it. I thought you already did.
What's
have
your
one.
armor class right now?
Mine is it's 21 with
Okay,
my
you
parry.
take both of them.
Okay.
He can't use both of them.
Oh,
They
okay.
won't.
Well,
They don't stack.
Yeah, they don't.
who's
stack.
got a lower armor? I've got 24 right now, so
I have 17,
Give it to
then
him.
you need one of them.
and that's way higher than. Well, that's higher than it used to be before I got that leather armor. With the
You
+2.
are squishy. Take it.
I am
Yeah,
so squishy.
That'll give me a 24 if I can use my parry for defense. But so all right, cool. All right, that's done. How are we going out this?
All right. Well, I have an idea.
Do you want me to
Um,
shadow step and throw a fireball and really draw them off, or is that the
Yeah, if
plan?
you want to kill the 2 people that are hanging there, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Here's.
I would say,
How about this idea? How
How about a lightning bolt?
That would be better. Yeah.
All right. How
How
about
about-
this?
Someone goes, "Yoo-hoo, hey, over here," and then
That's. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm going to use sending. I'm going to talk in its head, and I'm going to basically challenge it and say, "Come and get me. I am," and I will describe where Laz is.
wait, why
And
would
if
you
it-
just
But we don't know what this thing is. It might be immune to if it's a loathed creature and we're already dealing with all these crazy legendary things, then how do you know that it's just not gonna like reverse it or do something crazy?
It's
And
just a
it
sending.
could just be a monster that doesn't have a high intelligence.
Does anybody here have Arcana or History?
I do.
I have
Well, I mean,
Well,
I
you
already failed my
failed.
roll though. So
Bill failed. Anybody else?
I have Arcana.
I failed on my religion. I mean, anyone can roll for arcane or history. You just don't have the bonuses. You know.
Well, no, I want
Right.
someone who has. You have to have the skill in it. Let the sorcerer make a roll.
Okay.
don't fail. Don't roll a one like I did.
Everyone else fails.
Mm,
We may not need to fight this as long as we get.
19.
Okay. So you actually, listening to his description, you recognize what it is because of your former employer having such an interesting take on it. The Rogoloth is actually a archfiend that was corrupted by Loath and brought to her
Oh, boy.
assistance. So in essence, this is a demigod.
Yeah, see, you're welcome.
Yep, that's not gonna
You're
work.
welcome.
Well, we've taken
Yeah.
that before, you know, demigods. One or another.
There's only one.
There's only one. Matter of fact, this thing not only corrupting the land, but there are nothing else. There's no other monsters. There's no other creatures. There's nothing here. Everything has got the hell out.
What's the name of this thing again?
The Rogoloth.
Break it off. I say,
Are we
what
fighting
if
this thing? Or are we distracting it? Which one are we doing?
I think we need to go in. Once we distract it, once it knows we're here, we're all hell will break loose.
Mhm.
But
I
we
will
have to
give
get
you a
in.
hint. I will give you a hint. This creature is worth 50,000 experience points.
This.
Let's kill it.
We need to kill it.
If, Jesus Christ.
Is this in a
We need to
book
kill it.
or something? Or is this
I wanna-
just homebrew?
No,
Let's get
I've
the
made
12
this
level
creature
now.
myself. I've made it myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
Alright.
gonna
This
say.
was the DM's plan all along.
it's like
You
I'm
will
either
fight
gonna
this
Okay,
thing.
okay.
or you-
Before we make a
Oh
decision,
no, you
guys.
could try to find some other way around it, but
No,
you know.
one player to from
Well,
one player
our
to
mission
another.
is to get that guy. We got to get him.
Right,
So.
right. One player
And
to
of course,
another. Just
if
let
you
you know,
guys can find a
this
way.
thing can kill us.
Oh, this
What
can
were you
they can
saying?
most certainly kill you. But just keep in mind, if you do find another way around it without defeating in combat, you do get half that experience.
Mm,
Wait, what if we get the guy and then come back and kill it? Do we get the half?
You
the
mean after you
XP?
gain another 10 levels? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know,
yeah,
we got to go farm for that experience.
I think
Okay.
what if we set a fire off in a different area to get its attention to see if it'll go over there, and while it takes disappears from the prisoners or from Nym, we go in and get Nym out of there.
That's not
Okay.
a bad idea.
All right, this thing is a demigod. This thing is intelligent. Don't you think it's gonna know that it's being distracted?
Maybe.
It's also not used to being
maybe not.
challenged.
Why would
maybe
it
we-
think it's being distracted?
Maybe actually a large fire would be too obvious. I see what you're
Exactly.
saying. What if
Yeah.
what if I'm just running around and making noise in different areas to keep away from this thing?
That's
Cornelius,
what I said.
you can do illusions, right? How far? What's the range on your illusion ability?
It depends on what illusion, but let me.
Or ventriloquism.
Right. Let's see. Well, I think I only have minor illusion on me, so it's not going to be that much.
No, I mean seriously, like thaumaturgy. Throw voices in a different direction. The sounds of twigs breaking, the sounds of movement.
Yeah, but that's only a 30-foot radius.
The first thing we have to ascertain
But
is whether
now
or
when you
not
do a
this thing,
shadow step out of there after
the
that.
first thing, like, did my role have anything other than like the legends, or did it speak of whether or not this thing was more animalistic, or is it intelligent?
You don't have that much detailed information. Although now that you've named it, the cleric does. You know who the Rugolith is. It is an archfiend. Well, it's a pit fiend that was trying to become an archfiend. It was moving itself up the ranks, of course, in the Nine Hells, and it gained the attention of Loth herself. Because as the demons try to become higher level, or devils try to become higher level, they start taking on a persona physically. And he started taking on spider or centipedic type of look, and she thought that was interesting. Now she has completely dominated and corrupted this creature as if a devil could be corrupted. It's not necessarily known as being this super smart, clever thing like, say, Osmodeus. But and its source is nowhere near the level of Osmodeus. So what I'm trying to say, I guess, is it does tend more toward the animalistic than the high intellect of an archfiend.
What I'm trying to say is, like, the Drider had all these things he could throw. I'm just wondering what this thing has in that way.
Meaning it doesn't have legendary actions? Of course it does.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Bastard.
Why wouldn't it? I think the best option is have our monk distracted, but stay like far enough away to where it just is following the sounds, but keeping a good distance. You don't want to be in range of any of this thing's abilities.
And then what? We go in there and rescue Nym, and then get the hell out.
We pull him out, and then if we can bring him back to if we can restore him, then
If you can draw him off, I could shadow step in there.
then we could all go back and fight this thing together. If this
Because
guy's really
I
that
can
powerful.
shadow step one person out with me.
All right. So what's our plan? We're going to have Laz draw him out. Monk's going to run
I thought we were
in.
going to do the
Well,
monk's
that-
going to draw him out. The monk is going to draw him out so that Laz can shadow step easier to get him out.
Oh, can shadow step in and get him out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't
Maybe
run
Laz could
in.
shadow step and give me backup if I need it, and you guys can go in and get Nym.
Like I said, make sure you are keeping really good distance from this thing. Just like get close enough to where it can hear you, but not so close enough to where it can catch you.
I'm just hoping this thing isn't fast.
Oh, it probably is fast, but it's probably not as fast as our insanely fast monk. That's the only thing
Right.
I hope. Or you could just be dying tonight.
The DM's back there going.
I know. Yeah.
He
He's like-
moves a million feet a turn.
He's like, I can finally kill Bill off. All right.
It's Kill Bill.
I'm waiting.
All right. So what's the plan? I'm waiting. I'm asking. What's the plan?
Okay. What about? All right. I'll throw this out there. What do you think, Laz? Can you shadow step behind the thing and try and keep? Oh, I don't want it to pick you off either. Yeah, I'll go in. I'll get 120 feet away from it, and
Better make
chop a
it
tree,
more of a
swing through
dash.
like a what? Okay.
I'd give you
300.
220 and just make some racket.
Yeah. I'll make some racket, and then run.
All right, and I'm gonna use my super cloak of very deceitfulness and just be in like visual range of the beastie dude to basically be able to give the signal to Laz when she can jump in and out.
And then, how am I going to know when to meet with
I'll shoot an arrow in your direction.
you? Won't know.
You know the thing that's driving me crazy right now, guys, is we didn't get XP for last game.
Well, you got the 3,000, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You had to leave.
what are you talking about? You got a ton of XP last time.
We got a ton.
Yeah.
What did we get?
Well, I'm at 12 level now.
It was
so-
huge amount. Yeah, everyone's 11th level now.
Oh, I didn't.
Because you
I-
left. Remember?
I,
You were like,
I
"I have
dipped
to go to
out.
work."
Crap.
And you were like, "Ah."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
dipped out because
Oh,
I could actually create a teleportation circle and get us the hell out if I needed to, but I didn't put it in there.
Well,
so
that takes time.
that sucks.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and no,
you could pre-create it and then
that was a huge
Oh.
XP event. It was like 35,000 altogether, I think it was.
yeah. I'll have to do it after. I'll have to do it after the game here, but that's just So anyway, what's the plan?
I think with this thing, it's probably the smartest for just have the monk draw it off. We need to have like a strict timetable, so maybe have it pull it away for like when it starts following, have it follow you for maybe a minute, and then kind of try and circle your way back to our location. That should give us more than enough time to get in, take it, and get out without it knowing that we were there.
Where's our rendezvous? That's we need to establish.
ooh,
And it was about
the sign.
12,000. I got the sign.
The
Okay.
sign. Okay.
Okay. And then if things go, if it hits the fan and it's still behind me at the time I get to the sign, because it can be, we don't know. It may be able to follow me just because it is that badass and know where I am, whether it can reach me or not. It may be able to get my mind just because it's that badass. That's why I was thinking if Laz can shadow step, can you take me with you? You can take one person. So if something happens, you can zip in and grab me. So I need to
I have to be able to come into a shadow near you. So that's
Well, there's plenty of shadows here, but
okay.
So location to meet Laz if it goes sideways, pear shaped.
ooh,
Otherwise,
I
I'm
get
at
it.
the rendezvous.
All right, so here's the idea. Okay, Laz, maybe be like 600 feet or however many 100 feet you want behind where you are at. Okay, so there's the creature, there's you, and then behind you is Laz, so many 100 feet away. You draw the creature out, and it chases you to that point. When you get by Laz, then you both teleport out to somewhere else outside of the. Well, how far is the range on the shadow thing?
I have to be in visual sight of the shadow.
Okay, well, find some sort of place that is
High.
that has a nice distance.
We can run together. I can carry Laz.
You could.
Okay.
So.
That way we can.
So what are we doing? I mean, let's get this
All right.
figured out.
So, you and the monk will distract the creature and then try and move out of the way. In the meantime, the rest of us get him down and take him away from the spot.
Okay.
And what I'm thinking about with you is if I can carry you while I'm running, if things or piggyback, or I can carry you, and then while I'm running, if need be, you can see a shadow teleport us out to that one, so that we don't run into anything when we come out. But that way we can get an extra. You can send me going in a different direction, on a dime.
Right.
Way I could be zipping, going full speed one direction, teleport. My momentum will carry me another direction, and try and keep this thing from being able to predict my path. And if it's going to blow something, send a ray at me ahead of me, and I'd run into it with my speed. Your teleportation can get us out of that direction. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that
if we get right up, once we draw it away from the people, if we want to slow it down, I suppose I could throw something nasty at it.
I don't think we want to have any kind of conflict with it. I think we just want to get the fuck out of there. Run like.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this done. So.
All right. So.
Yep.
We're on.
All right. When we'll try to. The rest of us will try to skirt around. To get into a position where we can, like, we don't have as much distance to cover to get to these guys if necessary. But we're not going to get too much closer, just a little bit. Does that sound like a good idea, or?
I say we stay out of the 120-foot range.
Right.
Out of the range, and
Yeah, because once this thing goes off, we can just use full move action to get there as quick as possible.
yeah, exactly. That's my idea. That's what I think we should do. Just stay out of that range, and we'll be. I think we'll be good. I hope. I really do hope. So yeah, this is what we're doing, right?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. So I'm waiting. Tell me what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm going to. Laz and I'm going to take her. We're going to go to a distance of about 300 feet from the creature's lair.
Okay.
How are you carrying me, on your back?
And in the opposite direction of where we are.
Okay.
Too.
Yes.
Draw it away, and then we.
Then I'm going to take my Rod of Lordly Might and whack a tree. Make some noise.
So you're going to make noise at 300 feet. 100 yards.
And then Laz will use thaumaturgy and
Yeah.
And then make it
Make
3
the
times
noise
louder.
and then just be ready to bolt.
Okay. So I'm assuming the party, which is on the other side, is kind of looking at this creature doing its thing from a distance, which it seems to be unaware of you. It looks, you guys who are watching, you notice that it looks over toward where the noise is. It raises its hand, and you can't hear, but it seems to be saying something. And you see about 200 feet away from it, toward you guys, where the noise is, a portal opens, and out steps its investigator.
Okay. All right, I grab
Dang
Laz
it.
and we bolt.
And you guys were bolting, so that was You hit it and then you bolted, so you just bolt. Get the hell out of there. Oh man, well this didn't work.
Is it fun? I'm going to go another 200 feet.
So this thing is 100 feet in front of you, and it has been summoned to investigate. Let's see here. You guys aren't using any invisibility spells or anything like that, right?
I
No,
can.
no.
Well, you're not right now.
I-
That's what I want to know. So let me see here. It looks over in the area. It puts out this type of roar, and it just it was summoned to look. It couldn't be bothered with it, so it just casts fireball. Initiative.
Now wait a minute. Is it casting initiative at them or all of us?
Well,
it is
we're not
doing a
in
thing.
combat.
You need to give me an initiative to see if you act before it. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
So this thing right here rolled pretty good. Let me see if it has initiative bonuses. I'm sure it does. All right, that's a 13.
That sucked.
I got a 13.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a 17.
All right.
A 17.
Are you okay? Wait, we
Yeah,
established
he's not
you're
rolling it, Rel. He's not doing it right. Roll a 10-sider.
Oh, sorry. It was a 10. Sorry. I had
Yeah.
the wrong one.
All right.
Oh, apologies, Claire. With my bonus, it's gone.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
You roll a
Sweet.
10?
So,
No, I rolled a 9.
There you go.
Bill cannot act because he's doing the same thing at the same time. So the spell will have effect no matter what Bill says. But Laz goes first. So what are you doing, Laz?
Wait,
Ron
I got
is
it.
back.
Right?
You're piggybacking him.
I'm
Laz is on
shadow
his back.
stepping with him.
All right. So you disappear. Where are you going to go?
I'm going to as close as I can to where the party was moving.
Okay.
that would be back
I think your shadow step is
okay.
limited to a certain amount of feet. How many is that?
I don't know how far that is.
It's
You'd have
visual.
to
It's
tell me.
visual range. So
Visual range.
Yeah.
So you move over toward where they are. That's fine. Now, the pit fiend wasn't actually, aiming at you. It didn't see you. It was just kind of blasting the area to see if there's anything of danger. And the fireball goes off. And it tears the hell out of the area, and you notice that the fire goes down very quickly. This kind of thick ichor and morass that's going on here within the She Pool doesn't like to burn, it seems.
Hmm.
And it just continues over to that area to investigate what might have been causing that noise. What are you guys going to do?
Well, if it was within 100 feet, it didn't see them. Like, I figured it would have noticed them. But...
Well, no, it just came out of the portal. And of course the Regoloth didn't see you either. It just heard a noise, so it's busy. So it sent something to go investigate it. That's all.
Well, now we know. Okay.
Now we just have 2 of them to distract.
And we
So-
know it can summon a pit
You know,
fiend.
Okay.
If we just like settle down just for a second, the pit fiend will probably go back through a portal, and then it'll just be the one.
Well, then
If
we're
they
back
don't
to square
see
one.
Well, yeah, it's better than being at square 2 where we have to fight 2 things.
It'll just...
Quick question, Jester.
Yeah.
We don't. I rolled an Arcana roll to see if I know exactly what this thing is, because just because we see the word
Yeah.
pit fiend up there, we don't know what it is. And I got a natural 20, so
All right. Oh, good. That's nice. It's a pit fiend. That's a CR20 creature. It's worth 25,000 experience points all by itself. You know that a creature of the Ragaloth's level, it probably can summon these at will.
yeah. I will relay this to everybody.
Great.
Okay.
Glad we did
The
I'll
good thing
try-
to make you feel happy, he can only do one at a time.
Yeah. But this thing by itself could kill all of us.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll religion, and
It's
I
like a
got,
10-foot tall hulking devil dude.
I rolled a 14 for religion to see if this thing comes.
Oh, it's a freaking
Right.
pit fiend, dude. It's no joke. It's the highest level devil you can get outside of the aristocracy.
The Archfiends, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tell Laz is like, this can kill us all.
So we have
Things
If
like 10 foot,
it's-
10, 12 foot tall. It's huge.
Yeah, and if this thing is summoning these things, and I think it could do them as many times as it wants,
Well,
this is not a fight we can win.
no, I mean, the key would be getting in there fast enough and then being able to get out quickly with the body.
I still think our best bet is to try and get it distracted, even if that means that if Bill, you can actually see Bill and it has to chase Bill. You know? I'm sorry, Bill. You're like the best one because I would do it. I'm just not fast enough, and I don't have anything to teleport. And then have Laz jump in real quick, teleport out with the shadow step in and out. You know, and then if Bill can do a big run around, she could grab Bill too once she's grabbed. Unless she can only use the shadow step a certain amount of times per day.
It's too bad you guys don't have a skill called DM Insight. That would be handy, wouldn't it?
Right?
I'll use one of my inspirations for DM Insight. Yeah.
Well, I've just looked up Pit Fiend. That's 24 D10 plus 168 is its possible hit points. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 300 freaking hit
it's at
points.
least
On average,
300.
yeah, and on average, it's got 300 hit points. It's worth 25,000 XP. Its lowest plus is a +2 on its stats. Its strength is a 26.
and throws
take all of
fireballs
us.
at will, by the way.
Yes.
Also keep in mind that this is not as difficult a fight as that Skyon.
Right.
Yeah, you guys wanted to fight that thing.
So, fighting this pit isn't as difficult
Well,
as
the
this
pit
guy.
fiend,
But we're
yeah.
not talking about. We still have, that demigod in the background there.
Yeah, well, I don't think you can fight the demigod, do you?
Nope.
I don't.
No.
No, that's why we're
But
trying
the
to find
problem
ways
is like
around it.
we need to draw the demigod off.
Uh-huh. So how would you gain its attention?
Attacking the pit
Coraline.
fiend.
Mm,
Summon Coraline.
yeah,
But-
that
or-
doesn't. You can't pull
Dude.
that card, dude.
I have a 10% chance of doing that.
I know you do, but
yeah,
someone
but-
already
Like, no
mentioned
way in
the,
hell.
someone
Well,
already
can you-
mentioned the
can-
proper course of action.
Yeah.
Drawing it off. I think.
Yeah.
I could run in there as fast as I can and grab Nym and get out. And if I don't make it, and if I roll bad, I die. So that's one shot.
Oh, I got it.
But as it is right now, I mean, I'm lying low. Hopefully, we're out of the view of everything.
Yeah, the
Wherever
thing's
we're-
over
thinking-
investigating the area. It's not finding anything in particular, so it's starting to broaden its search.
What are you
Okay.
thinking, Corey?
Is it
Corey?
on the ground still?
Oh yeah, no, it's still on the ground. Yeah, it's just walking lumberingly. Yeah.
It
What's
can
your idea,
fly.
Tony?
It flies at 60 feet per second. So
Yeah, it's
flies-
fast.
Don't give me an idea.
Yeah.
It's
Oh no,
Yeah,
I got the
it-
book open right in front of me, guys. Don't worry about it. I got it right here. I'm
so
ready.
now that
Uh-huh.
the pit fiend's over here.
It's
and-
it's far away from you. You guys are
Yeah.
literally on the other
We're
side,
on-
so it's what 600 feet away from you or something like that.
It's pretty
So now,
far. But,
now may be the best time to go and run in and get him.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's your idea, Corny?
Laz, what if you and I both cast animate objects from a different direction from where we're at? Both cast it on huge objects, so we can have one object that's huge. And just, I think we should take some trees, and we should just use them just have the trees just start beating on this thing and distracting it. And while it's beating on the big monster guy, we should then have our monk run in, grab the guy, and leave.
They call it the invisible 7-11-10. That's funny.
Yeah, I know.
Sheldon says, "Oh man, you guys are so boned." Yeah.
All right, so that's my idea, because we can. So the range on that, we can cast it up to 120 feet away, but it can go up to 500 feet away from us.
It has
The pit
damage
fiend is
resistance
taken to the
bludgeoning.
air.
It has damage
Yeah,
resistance to bludgeoning,
time.
piercing, slashing
There's
from
nothing-
non-magical attacks.
All right,
So
listen.
maybe or magical attacks. I guess it might be work. I do, and it says that attacks that aren't silvered. I have my silver spikes. So
Yes, I chose it for a reason.
Yeah.
Slate. You guys do have the
Yeah.
weapons to fight this thing.
all right, we're doing low. I'm doing the silver spikes at least. You can do trees if you want.
Well, the point is not to fight it. We're trying to distract it.
Yeah, it's just a
Well, it's not to
distraction.
kill it.
All we're trying to
I know.
do.
I know it's a distraction, but at least we can give it, some
Why?
damage as
Why?
we go.
You're gonna lose your silver stuff.
We're not going to do that much damage against like a, archdevil. It's not
Well,
going to happen.
What did Chester just say? No, he said he gave us the weapons to fight this thing.
That's right.
Yep.
So
The
what
pit
would
fiend
those
or
be?
the archdevil?
The pit fiend, obviously. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because
But,
you
like-
notice that the Rogoloth is paying no mind whatsoever. It's casting some kind of spell on Nym. It seems it doesn't care at all.
Well,
So it's not gonna get distracted anyways.
Killing
if
the
we
pit
start-
fiend is the distraction.
Oh,
Ah.
maybe.
okay.
Here we
Well,
go.
yeah. No, that's fine. Then we just we use our regular silver items to poke it. Yeah. Just poke it.
Oh,
Understand that silver or magical.
Silver or magical, yeah.
Right.
thank God I have a magic bow.
All right. So let's get this done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how are you
Yeah,
guys going to
so,
approach it? The thing's up in the air now. It's actually moved toward the point where it's over the top of its summoner. So it's about 300 feet away from you, about 100 yards.
Cool. Within range of my bow.
Okay.
What's the initiative?
We already rolled it. It has a 13.
Okay,
We should
so
probably wait until it's not directly above the creature. We should probably try and hide, and then when it moves away, because we don't like if we're attacking it when it's flying in the air above the creature, that like then you're gonna also bring the creature's wrath on us.
Well,
no, because the thing is distracted doing a spell.
is
That's
it
what
moving
that's
towards the
the
creature, or
thing.
is it moving towards us?
It's heading over toward your side. It's scanning. It's flying kind of like
Okay.
a slow slow forward moving hover, and it's scanning the area looking for whatever
Okay.
its master has called it to find.
I'm
Okay,
gonna-
so
I'm
we
gonna
could just
stall
wait
if I
till it
roll
gets close to us and then hit it.
All right, so
Is that the wisest course of action? I don't know.
So I'm going to go stealth and wait for the opportunity to run in and
Yeah,
grab
we should,
Nym.
we should try and
For now.
stealth. And also we should have our animate objects ready to go just in case.
Yeah,
So-
they're ready. I'm ready for
I
this.
have my
Okay, so
out of the bag, just laying there.
all right, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna wait till it gets close to us, gets like almost over us, and then attack it.
yeah, so I can throw a fireball
yeah.
right at it. Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
let's all do stealth rolls.
Right.
I think.
Now,
Okay.
as it's
Go.
moving toward you, everybody give me a stealth roll. Go ahead.
21.
All right.
19. Actually,
This
rolled
is
good.
this is with the 20 now, right?
Yes.
And
Okay.
look at stealth on your sheet.
22.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's, your stealth's gonna be your dex, Jimmy. Whatever
24.
whatever your dex bonus is.
My dex bonus is there it is.
Well, you have a stealth skill. There's a stealth
Look-
like.
Yeah, I have a stealth skill too.
So roll your
Yeah.
d20 and add your stealth skill.
Okay. 18 plus. What is that? God, I can't see it. Getting old. Freaking eyes.
Mm-hmm.
6,
Lost your zoom, huh?
6, 20,
I did.
24.
I lost mine. It was sad.
Okay, so 24 for him, and 19 for me.
Okay, fine. Now, you guys notice as it gets closer, it's about a little more than 50 feet away. It seems to have seen something, and it dives at incredible speed onto that thing. And it's not you, but it's about 50 feet away from you, now on the ground. And there's like a pile of broken wood and old decayed logs here. And as it rips through the wood, it pulls up a very large snake, actually. It's just incredibly
Thought it was
big.
our owl bear
And
friend.
the snake tries to attack it, but it just rips it apart and bites its head off and is gnawing on it and having a bit of a snack 50 foot in
so-
front of you.
Well, I think now
Surprise
is a good
attack now.
time to surprise attack it.
Yep.
Zach, shoot.
Yep. If it's
All
done
right,
with its
roll our
initiative.
initiatives now.
Well,
already
I'm
did.
going to have to do a re-roll. Let me roll his perception. Let me
Okay.
see.
Are we
here.
going to go? It's 9 o'clock. How long are we going to go?
We're going to go for this fight. All right. So, yeah, no, you guys have a surprise round on it.
Cool.
Okay, roll our.
All right. So,
Ooh,
we
that's
roll our
really.
initiatives.
yeah, I got a 9.
I got a. Oh wait, I was in the
12.
right thing. 15.
Nice.
Okay. I rolled rather low. I have a 7.
Yeah,
Of course,
I
you have a
13.
surprise round, but all right.
I have a 13.
I got 13 as well.
All right. So, who's the top?
15.
15. That's me.
All right. What you doing?
All right, I am going to cast my animated objects, and I'm going to have all my animated objects go and attack this thing.
All right. Go ahead and do your attack roll.
Okay, so I got to roll 10 of these because yeah. So they're all. If I'm checking real quick, but I'm pretty sure they're all plus 8 to hit. So. First one. Well, what's the first one? 7 plus 8. So that does not hit. I'm going to guess.
It's got a 19 armor class.
Yeah. So, 1 miss. 2 misses. Wow. I'm rolling 3 misses. This is bad. 4. Oh my god. 4 misses. 1 hit.
I was going to say any more misses, and you got a WNBA team.
Yeah. That was another miss. Oh, a natural 20. Okay. So what am I at? I'm at
2 hits.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I've got 2 more. Miss, and that one is a hit. So I got 3 hits. One of them is a crit.
Okay, let me have the damage.
Don't forget
That
the
was,
surprise. So smack it hard.
yeah.
So you
He's
should be
not
rolling
a
at
ranger.
advantage.
He does. I mean, rogue. He does not have backstab.
No, but you should be rolling at advantage to hit. I'm surprised.
Would that be advantage?
No.
Yeah.
Just do your damage, please.
Okay.
It's too late now, man. You wasted time.
All right, so that's 8, 9. Wow. So 8 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, so that's 18 points of damage. Oh, and there's a crit in there. So that would actually be 9 times 2. So 18 plus 9. Just add an additional 9 points. So 27 points of damage total.
Okay. You catch it a little bit surprised. It's like, oh, what's going on? That's 14. That 15. 14. 13.
It's me and Laz. Laz can go first.
All right, I will do the animate objects as well.
All right.
And is that a 6 or a 4? What are we using?
Huh?
Huh?
The die.
It's a
You're rolling a
D20 to
three.
hit, dude.
Oh, each
D20
one,
to
each
hit.
one.
Yeah.
Well, it's,
Yeah.
for
Alright.
each one, it's a D4 plus 4.
Once you do damage, but you got to hit.
Yeah, just roll. Take your
And they
teal
have-
dice thing and do 20. Oh, that's right. It doesn't separate it. You just keep roll 10 times. Just do it quick.
Okay.
And add 8 to whatever you roll. And if it equals 20, you hit. And if it equals less, you don't hit.
All right.
19.
All right.
19 to hit.
19 to hit?
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
20. That's a hit, I guess.
Oh, yeah, 19 to
That's
hit.
1.
And you said 8. That's 19.
That's a hit.
That is 14 plus 8, so 22.
Yeah, it hits.
That's a hit.
It's 17 plus 22.
Hit.
That one pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Way better.
10. That one was 18. So
That's a miss.
All right.
and that was 5.
That's a miss.
That one's 20.
That's a hit.
That one was 3.
That's a miss. So you got out of 8 rolls, you got 6 hits so far.
And that one was 17.
That's a miss.
What was
No,
that?
no,
17?
sorry.
Oh, 17. Okay, so that's a hit.
Well, how many more do I have to do?
You have to
One
do 10,
more.
dude.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, that's 19. One more right there. That's 19.
All right, that's a hit. So you got 8 hits.
So
Okay.
8d4.
Plus 4 for each.
So
one,
36. He
Yeah.
adds 36 to this.
Yeah. Roll 8d4 and then add 36 to it.
All right, so that's 20 plus
36, so that's 56.
Okay.
56.
All right. It's not happy. It's taking a bunch of damage. It's not really hurt per se, but it's just kind of getting bum rushed here. That 13 is also the cleric.
Yes. I will cast. What am I going to do here?
Some with radiant would be nice. Spiritual weapons.
Yeah.
Would be good. Yeah.
Oh, that's coming out definitely.
Don't blow your wad all on one shot, though.
True.
Yeah, because this thing's going to have some resistances. I will cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
Okay.
Okay, let me go ahead and roll for that. That is a 20 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and let's see here. That 3rd level, that's 6d6.
Now this is magic, right?
It is magic and it is radiant damage.
Okay.
No, he does not.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 10, 20, 27 points of radiant damage. And then I will also cast Spiritual Weapon at 3rd level. No, actually, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon at 2nd level.
All right.
And that my mace appears. How far away is he?
50 feet.
He's 50 feet. Okay, he's in range. All right, the mace appears above his head, and then it swings down to hit him. And that's going to be a miss. That's a 16. Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
12.
Woo!
Okay.
Anybody else 12?
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Sure. I'm gonna pull out my short bow, fire 2 shots at him.
Oh, wow.
Using my +2 short bow and +2 arrows. So is that +4 to hit with the short bow and the arrows?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so I got 15 plus what? Ooh, plus 15, so that's a 30 to hit on the first one. And the second one, I got 20 to hit. So I'm going to use 1 key point for Deft Strike to add 1d6 to one of these damage. And let's see, roll damage. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god.
So that one, that's 8, 9, 10, 6, 32.
Okay. That's 32 total damage.
32 total damage, yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Go ahead, Zach.
I also shoot 2 arrows.
Then I'd also like to take a move action and go to flank out in an area where I'm still out of range from this guy's sight, hopefully.
Well, you're not going to get out of his sight.
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah. This thing has true sight, actually.
But he's got a range, but I don't know it. Okay, cool.
All right, but you move to a more of a flanking position, not clustered up like everyone is. I see. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna have to use position. But I think I'm gonna go full heal from here on out because you guys are gonna need it.
Well, I'm waiting for Zach, actually.
Okay, so I hit both. I'm just rolling damage.
Now, this is a surprise round, so you do get your backstab on the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what is that? That's 66, right?
Yep. Well, what level are you?
I am a 11. I haven't hit 12 yet. No, I'm not 11. I'm 10.
That's 66.
All right.
Deathly silent here.
That first hit hits for 38.
Just give me a total.
Oh, okay. Fine.
And the second one doesn't have backstab on it.
No.
Yeah.
But it still hit for 16.
Sure.
So 38 plus 16, that's 56.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I also distance myself from the rest of the party, but still in range.
Well, you can only move 30 feet, so.
Well, I go in the opposite direction wherever Bill went. So we're now like...
He's trying to flank him is what he's
Yeah, I
doing.
get what he's doing,
we're
yeah.
going
All right, so that's down to 12, 11, 10, 9.
I
8?
think that's it. I think we're done.
Oh, really?
Wait,
What was Lacey on?
I'm waiting for the halfling, though. Oh no, the halfling did
I
go.
was
Lacey is
first.
below
Yeah.
him. You're right. You're right. Sorry. So it is the pit fiend's turn. All right. So the pit fiend takes up. So
Oh, we were
basically,
on
what happens
surprise.
is the this poor little pit fiend. It is surprise round. Sorry. So go back to the top. That's what I was thinking. Thank you.
Okay. So I rolled.
But let me
10,
describe it though. He was just sitting there. The poor little pit fiend was just sitting there munching on a snake, not bothering anybody, and just this flurry of spoons and silver spikes and arrows and just pelting this poor demon. Damn, or devil. Sorry. Go ahead. Top
Yeah.
of the round.
And would
Alright,
Lacey
so
get a surprise round?
Yeah. Let me do Lacey's because I
Yeah.
rolled her for she's below him. Let's see. What is Lacey going to do? Well, Lacey does what Lacey does. So let me see. She gets a surprise round.
Let's head off.
She runs up and she is going to take. Just run up. She's not going to cast any spells in this situation. She's just going to come up, charge the thing, and but he's too far away. You see Lacey stealthily move herself into a better striking position. Top of the round.
Good move. All
Okay,
right.
Corey, you're up.
Okay. So I rolled 10 d20s. 5 of them were a 5 of them hit, 5 of them missed. One of the hits was another crit. So I'm gonna roll that. The damage on that now. All right. So
I've got to say something, Chester.
Yeah.
This pit fiend, according to the manual,
Mhm.
does not have true sight.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it does.
I don't see it on there. I've read it. Read the whole thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I pulled it up on the 5th edition compendium. It's really small. It's underneath
120 feet with true sight. Yeah.
Yeah, 120
Chester
feet true
doesn't
sight,
have
and then passive protection of 14.
Well, was that it? Must be in the wrong thing.
He might be.
maybe.
Well, that's
I
all
don't know.
right. I mean, keep in mind,
Um,
any of my creatures could have anything I want them to have, really. But it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's not going to apply itself. I didn't use it, so.
Well, and now that
Oh,
that
there
we're
it
on the
is.
open, it doesn't matter.
You're
Yeah.
right. You guys are right. I missed it. I'm an
Yeah.
idiot.
Go ahead. Give me your total damage,
So
please, GOP.
41 points of damage, and
Okay.
that's my bonus action because I can use them as a bonus action. So my main attack, I'm casting Eldritch Blast. I got 2 beams.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
They I think hit. 1 missed. So that would be let's see. Eldritch Blast is let me find it on here because I had the damage up, but then I put it down. So a D10. So it takes an additional 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna kind of move away from like the clustering, so I'm not directly like if he tries to do like an area of effect sort of attack, I'm not gonna be hit by it.
Yep.
Unless it comes directly at me. But
Okay. 14. Believe that's Bill. Or
I'm on 12.
Oh, okay. 13.
That me and Laz. Laz, go ahead, go first.
Okay. I'm still doing that animated objects thing. So.
Okay, go ahead.
yeah.
Roll 10 d20s.
Okay, here we go. That is a hit. That is not. That is not. That is not. That is. That is not. That is. That is not. Where am I at?
You're at 8. You need 2 more.
That is not. That is.
All right, you got 5.
It's 6. Oh, I thought it was 4.
No, you got 5 hits.
Okay.
Okay. 2. Stop. Here we go. Come on. What's going on with this? Clear.
I gotta get your address, dude. I'm buying you a set of dice.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there we go.
I got like 50 extra sets of dice around here. Let me
Yeah,
magically
but you live in
teleport
Japan,
them through
dude.
the internet.
What? And so, okay. 18 plus the what's that time 25.
20. Yeah.
20. No, time 4. Time 4.
Mhm.
So 20.
All right, I get it. All right. Now, with that damage, this poor little pit fiend eating on his snake just got pelted in a surprise round, then had more of the pelting come on top of it, and it just kind of puts out a and it falls over and begins to dissolve back into
What?
the abyss.
Wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Here's the other shoe gonna drop.
Yeah.
Oh,
now,
it's coming right now.
Now it's time,
So
now it's time to hide.
right. So now, basically, what happens is you have got the attention of the Rogaloth, and it looks over and it moves rather quickly toward your direction. You guys have one action before it is here. That's how fast it is. One
Okay.
round. It'll be here next round. So, what do you guys want to do?
Initiate the plan. Get
Initiate the plan.
Nym.
Okay.
Well, the good thing
Alright.
is I do believe the monk is actually faster than this thing. So.
Yes, he is.
Cool.
So basically, the monk
Lies,
goes around
Nym,
from behind.
go.
We all kind of, if we end up scattered, meet back at the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
So you guys are supposed to draw this thing off. So do your thing.
I'm going to send my animate objects to attack with my bonus action, and then I'm going to I had, what was it, Shadow Step, right? Or no, what was the door?
Dimension door. Yeah.
All right.
And you can take somebody with you with the dimension door, right?
Okay. Then I will, for my main action, who's close to me that can't, like, get away quickly?
Take
Lacey.
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 Okay,
You-
I'm gonna,
You wouldn't mind grabbing her, right?
yeah, no, not at all. And I'm not gonna say where either. No, but, so I,
The halfling comes
I
back with
will
a Vorpal sword sticking out his ass.
yeah. Alright, so I'll run up to Lacey, and I will, dimension door,
What, back to the
four-
sign?
Well, it only goes 500 feet. So, I'm gonna dimension door about
500 feet behind you.
Like, towards where the,
Sign.
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
Okay, so
So-
that he does that. Lacey knows the plan. So, what are you doing, Bill? I know it. I'll get to Bill in a minute. What is Bob doing? What is Adderall doing?
Adderall is basically just putting everything in his move, and he is running away.
Running away. What is, of course? So that's 1, 2, 3. What is Baran doing?
He's got his cloak to hide himself, but he's running as quickly as he can away too.
Okay, all right. Laz, what are you doing?
Okay, I got 2 actions. So I can take somebody with me. Is there anybody left?
No.
No. Well, take, because he can't teleport or, like, get away quickly.
Take the
Take
cleric.
Bill.
Take the cleric. Yeah, and just get
Okay.
as far away as you can.
Okay, if that's what we're gonna do, I'll run towards her then.
Okay. All right. So you're all running back to the sign that is tilted and slimy with ichor. But that leaves it all up to Francis. Francis.
Oh, Francis. Okay.
And then once this thing keys on him, we got to move around to try to get that guy.
Francis, what are you doing, dude?
Well, I'm gonna run a circle around as far as I can do
A
this.
long way around. Yeah.
As fast as I can do this in a turn with running top speed to get.
Well, I don't.
Back
Well, no,
to-
you can get there in a turn because you're full movement.
Yeah.
All right, so you move, you skirt around as you're doing so. You've seen this. The Rogaloth is moving into where the area of the decaying pit fiend, and it's searching around. It seems agitated, but you come up to this area, which is no longer has a Rogaloth in it, and there are 2 bodies here hanging. There's skeleton bones all over the place. You see only one other thing catches your attention. See these two hanging, and there's a bow stuck in the mud.
No, don't do it.
Okay.
Just eye on the prize, man.
Is the
Just get
bow,
out of there.
is the bow is below
Oh,
one body or,
Wait, but
or
that
not?
might be like his
Yeah,
special bow.
Oh.
he's gonna need that.
Well, this is the choice.
And what are the? All right, what they're hanging. So is it how high above me?
It's about I'd say 10 feet above you, 12 feet
Okay.
maybe.
I'll pull both of them down if I can.
How are you gonna do that?
You gotta
Well,
shoot him down.
I guess actually I could run up the side of the tree. I've got the monk ability now to run on
Oh, you
vertical
do?
surfaces.
All right, so
Yeah.
you can do that and then do an attack on the things and bring it down. So give me a d20, please.
Okay, so I rolled a what is that?
Just
12,
add your
20.
dexterity.
Oh, okay.
Acrobatics even.
So okay, so I'll add acrobatics to it, and oh my gosh, I'm getting stupid now. So that is 18.
Okay, that's fine. You go up. You're able to drop both the bodies. They fall into the mud and the mick of the ick of this moorish area, and you come down and you notice that as you come back around, that Nym is very pale, and he doesn't seem to be amongst the living. The other person is writhing, and you notice is saying. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Looking right at you. And interestingly enough, it's a drow.
Screw him.
Is Nym dead? Can I put my fingers check his pulse?
How long are you going to take doing this, dude? How many rounds?
Just grab him and
Well,
go.
Just grab him and go, and grab the bow if you can do it.
Can I? All right.
Yeah, sling
How
it
long
on
would
your
it
shoulder
take me-
and
how long would it take me to shove the bow in my bag, holding, and grab both of these people and run?
A round. The rest of this round and one more round.
It's a risk.
Okay.
Okay,
That's like-
can we make a distraction and a further distraction? We
You
too far
guys
away.
are
I'll take
running.
you-
You've already told me what you're doing.
we are
You're
running away.
Yeah, we're already.
We don't see this happening.
Well, no, but like there is a distraction.
Well, what I'm
currently
saying is
going
like,
on.
wait. Look. What I'm saying is this: I have two actions. I can put on the flame up my things and fly above the trees and make that thing see me, and then
Yeah,
shadow
but you've
step.
already made a
Yeah.
decision of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You've already made that
Yeah,
decision.
and
They'll
you gotta remember
have
we don't
It
we don't
doesn't
see
matter
this going
anyway.
on.
You've
our
successfully
animate.
hold on, guys. You have successfully distracted the Rugaloth. You've done so. All right. Bill is
Right.
going to have to make a single roll. If he fails it, he's dead. It's that simple, right? So he is got both of them on his back, and he's picked up the bow, and he's trying to make a run for it.
Well, that was my question. I mean, I didn't make a decision because I didn't get. I was kind of asking like, what are the possibilities? What I can do.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, tell me
So-
what you're doing.
So it would take me a couple. I judge it would take me like 12 seconds or so to do all that. As I grab her, I say, "Forswear Loath," and I'll save you.
Are you going to have a conversation with the Drow?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying one thing: "Forswear Loath," and I'll save you. She says yes or no. That's how it depends, right there.
She says, "I do."
Okay, I'll make my roll then.
All right.
I would
Now,
Remember, you got fate points.
also
Yep.
also remember that I sent my animated objects to fight this thing.
And they're still, it's still
yeah,
flying
So
you
around.
are most
fighting with
certainly
it.
out of range, dude. You are most certainly out
Well,
of range.
I said 400 feet, and they have a range of 500 feet for me to control them.
Well, yeah, but you
Yeah,
can't
but
control
dude,
when
you
you're
just
running away,
teleport.
though.
You just dimension doored 500 feet away.
I said 400.
Oh, I see. All right. Sure. Okay. So go ahead, Bill, and make your roll, please.
Okay. Well, natural 20.
Oh, Jesus. All right then.
There it is.
So you heft them up. It's a bit of weight, but you're able to move along. As the Rogolith enters the area, anyone who dares to look back, it kind of thrashes the area, throwing up tree stumps and stuff like that, wanting to know what's going on, and it's starting to search the area itself. Bill, you're able to skirt the side and come back over to where the guys are trying to head toward the sign. As you guys get on the other side, it takes many rounds, of course. Bill would probably be the first one there. But you guys, over in that area is just a ton of noise. Trees are falling down. This thing is just desperately searching for whatever has invaded its territory. And you guys find yourself all eventually by the sign together.
Get the
Okay.
hell out of
Okay.
here.
Yeah, it's just like we are not stopping. Let's okay.
Just keep going.
One thing I will do on him before it gets too late, I will cast
Oh,
Spare the Dying.
Oh,
It doesn't
On,
work. He's already dead.
Yeah,
Well,
you have-
no. It keeps him from decaying, so I can bring him back to life.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
I see. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, because I only have enough time to do it right now, and if I
Sure.
don't do it, I've only got like a couple minutes, and he'll be gone for good.
Oh, sure. Okay. So you notice that Nym is missing many pieces of his body. He's in horrible shape. He's pale. He's dead. He's got purple streaks of some kind of weird residue of magic all over him. The Drow is damaged, but nowhere near as bad. I put the picture here of her being clothed, but she's basically not clothed. She's naked, and she has many bite marks across her body. She's been fed on. Of course, he has this glowing bow upon his back. And you guys just hightail it and try to get as far away from the sheep pool as you possibly can. So
Does
we
she have
will.
the mark?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Does she have the mark?
She does have a mark on her, actually. And you look at her, you have no clue what that mark is, however. But the elf certainly does.
What
I
is
think
it?
we all encountered the mark when we were in
Oh no, you have
King's,
not a mark. You have not encountered this mark. Give me give me an Arcana or a History or a Religion roll, Adderall.
21.
Yeah, she has been marked as a traitor to Loathe.
Oh, well then we made the right decision.
Okay.
I guess it was a good thing we didn't let her die.
Well, yeah, I mean that would have been a ridiculously bad move because if you let her die, you would have no information. But nevertheless, she is alive. You guys survived it, and you drop. Keep this in mind. You dropped a pit fiend in one round, basically, 1.5 rounds. It didn't even get a response. Not
We did
even
a
a
300
response.
points of damage that quick.
It did. You did 300 points of damage. I counted it accurately, and we didn't even get all the way through your attacks. There were more attacks after that, and Lacey would have had a full round on it, and you know she can pump out 60 to 90 hit points. Well, actually,
Yeah.
she's doing an extra attack. She could probably do almost 100 points of damage now if she hits everything.
Can I
Yeah,
ask you a
Just,
question?
just
How many,
Ivy
how
is
many,
very slanted for players, isn't it?
how many
It's
hit points was the
broken.
Rogoloth?
Oh, that thing? That thing was. I didn't even bother to calculate it, dude.
I think it's going to be at least 500 because if it's an archfiend, it's in the high fours, the low fives at least.
I didn't even bother to calculate it. You guys would, if you had fought that, you're dead. You're not. You cannot beat that. That's an archfiend. You're not fighting that. You
Yeah.
can't fight that anymore.
And we're
you can
lucky-
fight Loathe.
Yeah, we're lucky we got it initiative on the friggin' pit fiend too because that thing has 4 attacks.
Oh yeah. You got. I was expecting to damage you a little bit, but it just didn't work out that way, and that's okay. In a way, I wanted to show how absolutely broken 5th edition is, to be honest with you. But of course, I have overpowered you guys, but still, I mean, it's a bit ridiculous. But nevertheless, because a pit fiend used to be something scary, right? It's not anymore. That's why I have to keep making these special legendary creatures to deal with it, right? But the Rogolith wasn't intended to be fought. It's a puzzle. That was a puzzle mission. So, but nevertheless, guys, thank you very much for watching us. We're definitely going to pick it up here next week, exactly where we are as they're running away with a dead body and a Drow trader in tow. Interesting. The plot thickens. Where shall we go from here, and how shall we get there? But I'm very happy that you all got to see my Rogolith. What a great piece of art that was, by the way.
It was very
That
nice.
was not something I wanted to fight.
No, it's definitely not. But it's so ominous. It's such a great piece of art. But thank you all for being here and being part of that, guys. We're going to get out of here now, and we'll see you next week. Do keep in mind that tomorrow, of course, we have our normal show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fan Speak. We do have a guest. Our guest will tomorrow is Cosmic Flux, I think it's called, and
Nice.
will be interesting sitting to have a chat with them about their project. Anybody have any closing statements, or are we just going to say bye bye?
When I'm GM, you will all die.
Oh, thank you. That's very good.
Yay.
Namaste, indeed. All right.
Adios.
Namaste.
All right. Later, guys.
Bye bye.